present in the car, who took a drop somewhere before the incident or after the incident. So these are some of the things that police are still looking into. Also, I must tell our viewers that Nidhi, who's the friend of victim here, is also under suspicion, and police has not given any clean sheet to her. So we all know that there's immense pressure on police. The LG office, Home Ministry, they both are constantly monitoring this case, and therefore the police is not leaving any stones unturned to ensure that they come up with a foolproof theory and conclude this case. Also, since today the police custody is going to be over, the police is also going to seek more police custody from the competent court to connect the entire dots and the entire sequence of events that happened on that night. However, the family is not very convinced with the ongoing investigation. They are saying that Nidhi is also hand in glove with these accused, and therefore the police is only passing on the buck to these 5 accused, and they should also put their suspicion or the purview of investigation on this friend. So we have to really wait and watch. The Delhi police is also likely to conduct a press conference today, likely to divulge more details about this case. And you can expect that, within the next 48 hours, the police would be, as we are being told, the police would be giving a more clearer picture as to what really happened on that ill-fated night.
Okay, Rahul, stay on with us because we're getting some breaking information that's coming in at the moment, and this is from the Delhi police. What our sources are telling India Today at the moment is that the cops have swung into action over the hit and drag case. Delhi cops issue multiple advisories. Sources have told India Today that PCR vans can now go out of area of duty. Information that's coming in fact, from the Delhi police. Rahul is joining us with the latest. Rahul, give us more details about what are these advisories that the Delhi police has issued.
Following this incident of Kanjhavla horror case, the police is under the scanner. They are facing a lot of heat from people. People are asking that the police claimed elaborate security arrangements on 31st of December. But how is it possible that a car dragged a woman for almost 10 to 12 kilometers without getting detected? So therefore, now police has swung into action, and they have issued a series of directives to all the police stations. We've been informed that now PCR vans, once after getting the call, they can move from outside their jurisdiction or their police stations, and they can assist the person who is requiring help. Apart from this, we've been also informed that senior officials have been asked to check the alertness of the patrolling cars and patrolling vehicles, so to ensure that the police personnel are present on the streets of the national capital. So all this is being done after what happened in Kanjhavla, Sultanpuri, because on that night we all know that how 10 to 12 kilometers this woman was dragged. There was not a single police picket or barricade on that particular stretch. There were no CCTV cameras who could detect that how this person were driving at that point of time. There were hardly any police present. So all these things were making extremely difficult for police. They were really in a tight spot, and therefore they have now issued these directives to ensure that such incidents are not repeated in future.
Okay, Rahul, thank you so much for bringing us all of those details. Now, this case, the Delhi hit and drag case, is only getting murkier by the day. Now, we've accessed 7 exclusive video CCTV footages where we've tried to piece them together in order to try and understand what exactly unfolded on that ill-fated night, and it's no less than a jigsaw puzzle. Watch this report.
India stunned by the New Year hit-and-run horror in the national capital. 20-year-old Anjali died on the night when police surveillance should have been at its best. But as more and more skeletons tumble out of the closet, the case is getting murkier. This is where it all began. In the CCTV footage, Anjali and Nidhi can be seen coming out of the hotel to a spot where their scooty was parked, but both the girls are seen arguing. But eventually, they rode together with Anjali riding pillion. Moments after that, another CCTV footage shows Anjali driving the scooty and Nidhi riding pillion. Nidhi had claimed Anjali was drunk, a claim which has been rubbished by Anjali's family. In the next set of footage, Anjali's scooter can be seen taking a U-turn and the Baleno blinking the dipper. Instead of stopping and helping the wounded, the five in Baleno, allegedly drunk, kept driving while Anjali is stuck under their car. They dragged her for 12 long kilometers. Anjali's friend Nidhi claims she fled the accident spot out of fear. A CCTV footage which has come as a massive shocker shows a police PCR van on the same route where Anjali was dragged for 12 kilometers. This CCTV has raised several questions on Delhi Police's security check as they failed to notice the 20-year-old woman stuck under the car. Anjali's friend, who fled the accident spot, reached home at around 1:30 am. According to the timestamp on the CCTV footage, well before the moment accident took place. This has raised doubts about Nidhi's version of events that night. Nidhi kept mum for 2 days. Didn't inform Anjali's parents about her sordid accident. She broke her silence only after the cops spotted her in the CCTV footage. It was at 4:51 am when the five accused finally parked their car in Rohini, almost 3 hours after they hit Anjali and dragged her on the Delhi roads. What really transpired in those 3 hours? Why did Anjali's friend Nidhi stay silent? How did a police PCR fail in spotting a woman being dragged? Some of these questions which need to be answered to solve this Delhi horror twister. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, big contradictions have emerged in the Anjali death probe case. Her friend Nidhi and her family have been making claims and counterclaims. Nidhi claims that Anjali was drunk at the time that their scooty met with an accident. The family, in fact, counters that and says that the post-mortem report shows there was no alcohol in Anjali's abdomen. Here's more on that.
Gruesome murder, claims and counterclaims, and several contradictions in versions. Anjali's death is getting murkier day by day. The victim's family and her friend Nidhi, who fled the accident scene, have made several claims. Nidhi, in an interview to India Today, said her friend was in an inebriated state when they were hit by the car early Sunday. Anjali's family has countered this claim. They say no alcohol was found in her abdomen, according to the post-mortem report.
उसने बहुत ज़्यादा ड्रिंक कर रखी थी, बहुत ज़्यादा ड्रिंक कर रखी थी कि वो ना मतलब होश में नहीं थी अपने।
पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट में एब्डोमेन में किसी भी तरीके का अल्कोहल पदार्थ नहीं पाया गया है।
Nidhi further claimed that Anjali almost smashed into a truck before the deadly accident, while Anjali's family is calling the death a planned murder.
अंजलि के साथ जो हुआ है, that is not a simple murder. It is a sadism murder in which उसको धीरे-धीरे पेन देके मारा गया है, पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट के हिसाब से।
Facing questions on her own conduct after the incident, Nidhi said she fled the accident spot because she was scared. Anjali's family, on the other hand, alleged Nidhi wasn't with the victim during the incident. They say Nidhi's version of events don't match the CCTV recordings of what happened that night.
मैं बिल्कुल अपनी सुद्धि में नहीं थी, मैं अपने होश में ही नहीं थी कि मैं जाकर पुलिस को बताऊं। मैं सोची कहीं वो बात मेरे पे ना आ जाए। एक होता है ना कि मेरे को लगा कि क्या करूं मैं, मेरे को जो ये ठीक लगा कि मैं अपने घर पे जाऊं, अपने घर पे बैठ के शांति से सोचूं क्या करना है क्या नहीं, कुछ नहीं समझ में आया। तो 2 दिन बाद पुलिस ने पूछा तो मैंने पूछताछ में सब बता दिया।
1:35 पे निधि अपने घर पे पहुंच चुकी है। 2 बजे जो सीसीटीवी फुटेज आता है उसमें अंजलि अकेले गाड़ी ड्राइव कर रही है। तो मैं आपको फिर बताना चाहता हूं, अगर रात को 1:30 बजे मैंने अपने दोस्त को उसके घर छोड़ दिया तो ये क्या मामला है कि 3 घंटे 1.5 घंटे के बाद या 1 घंटे के बाद वो मौके वारदात पे ये कहता है कि मैं भी उस स्कूटी में बैठी थी और जब ये सब वाकया हुआ तो मैं वहां से भाग गई।
India Today has accessed the CCTV footage of Nidhi rushing to her home from the crime spot after the accident. The claims have raised many questions. Is Anjali's friend Nidhi speaking the truth? Nidhi claims she reached her home after the accident. The time stamp on CCTV shows her walking home an hour earlier. What happened in the Oyo hotel room where Anjali and Nidhi were seen on New Year's Eve? Which event management company did Anjali work for? Where are the boys who were with Anjali and friend in the hotel? The police are yet to crack the exact sequence of events. Days after the horrific incident, the question remains, will Anjali get justice? With Shreya Chatterjee, Himanshu Mishra and Arvind Oja in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, fringe Hindu group activists of the Bajrang Dal vandalized a mall in Ahmedabad in protest against the promotion of the upcoming Shah Rukh Khan Deepika Padukone starrer Pathaan. They went on a complete rampage inside this mall, tearing down posters of the upcoming film, which is scheduled to release on January 25th. Now, ahead of the release of the film, the Hindu group created a ruckus at the Alpha One Mall in Ahmedabad. Apart from tearing down posters of the flick, they also warned the managers of the mall that in fact they should not be putting those posters up, and warned the makers of the film from not releasing it in theatres. Now, Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone and John Abraham star of film Pathaan has been in the middle of multiple controversies since the release of its song Besharam Rang. The Besharam Rang song, in which Padukone is clad in a saffron coloured bikini, has not gone down well with many people, mostly right-wing politicians, religious fanatics on both sides and self-proclaimed moral police.
एक गाना फिल्माया गया है, उस गाने के अंदर दीपिका पादुकोण के द्वारा बेशर्म रंग शब्द प्रयोग किया गया है, जिससे सनातन धर्म के सभी भाइयों और बहनों को इससे बहुत ही उनको दुख हुआ है। और ये कारण से बजरंग दल हिंदू समाज के और सनातन धर्म के सम्मान में मैदान में उतरा है और ये फिल्म का विरोध कर रहा है। और ऐसे ही एक शीर्षक पठान जो है वो लव जिहाद को प्रोत्साहन देने वाला शीर्षक है, तो बजरंग दल इसका विरोध करेगा और ऐसी अश्लीलता और भगवे नाम से ये अश्लीलता बिल्कुल बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा।
My colleague Saurabh Vaktania is now joining me live from Ahmedabad on this. Saurabh, has the police taken any sort of action against these vandals?
Well, Paulami, let me tell you, there is no police action as of now in this entire case. The police official actually had reached the Alpha One Mall. Let me tell you that the Alpha One Mall is one of the biggest mall of Ahmedabad. There are several multiplex screens which are available in the Alpha One Mall. And as the Pathaan movie is due to release on 26th of this month, there were posters of the movie been put up inside the mall. The Bajrang Dal officials storming inside this particular mall. Let me tell you, there are around 40 to 50 Bajrang Dal workers who storm inside this Alpha One Mall and removed the posters of movie Pathaan. In fact, they went on ahead meeting the management of the mall, asking them that in future no such posters of Pathaan movie should be put up by the mall management. In fact, they also threatened them that the movie should not get released in this particular mall. We also asked the Jwalit Mehta, who is the leader of Bajrang Dal in Gujarat, he clearly stated that in entire Gujarat they will not allow Pathan movie to get released. In fact, when we asked them that what is the reason, he clearly stated that he objected to the movie song which is Besharam Rang. It is against Hindu, and also the love jihad factor which they said which is very objectionable. And this is what are the bizarre claim by the Bajrang Dal. The police officials were called by the mall management to the spot. The police officials calmed them down. They asked them to go back. They went back. But as of now, no formal complaint has been filed in this matter, and therefore police is just had an initial investigation. But till now, no police.
Just hold on for a second. Jolip Mehta of Gujarat Bajrang Dal is joining us over the phone line right now. Sir, आपने जो ये किया, जो आपके कार्यकर्ताओं ने ये किया, क्या ये सही किया? आप एक फिल्म के खिलाफ प्रोटेस्ट करना चाहते हैं, आप चाहते हैं कि वो फिल्म रिलीज ना हो। प्रोटेस्ट करने के दूसरे तरीके भी होते हैं। आप एक मॉल में जाके, एक प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी में जाके उसमें तोड़फोड़ करेंगे?
सबसे पहले आपको जानकारी दे दूं कि विश्व बजरंग दल के कार्यकर्ताओं द्वारा मॉल में किसी प्रकार की तोड़फोड़ नहीं की गई है। सिर्फ उसके अंदर जो कटआउट्स लगे थे वो निकाल दिए गए हैं और बैनर निकाल दिए गए हैं, और जो फिल्म है जिसके अंदर अश्लील कपड़े पहन करके, वो भी भगवे रंग के अश्लील कपड़े पहन करके जो गाना फिल्माया गया है बेशरम रंग, तो इससे सनातन हिंदू धर्म के लोगों को आहट पहुंची है, उनकी धार्मिक भावनाओं को आहट पहुंची है। इस कारण हम विरोध करने वाले हैं और किसी भी हालत में हम ये फिल्म रिलीज नहीं होने देंगे। हम इसके लिए कटिबद्ध हैं।
मॉल में आपने कोई तोड़फोड़ नहीं की, आपने सिर्फ जाकर वहां पर पोस्टर उतारे हैं, पर ये भी क्या, या ये बताइए सर कि ये प्रदर्शन करने का तरीका है? आपको ऑब्जेक्शन है एक फिल्म के खिलाफ, आप जाइए, आप दर्ज कराइए सीबीएफसी के सामने अपना ऑब्जेक्शन।
जी बिल्कुल, जैसे कि हम लोग पहले गए थे, हमारे कार्यकर्ता पहले गए थे, वहाँ पे आवेदन दिया और उनको रिक्वेस्ट की हुई थी कि आप ये हटा दीजिए जिससे हमारी धार्मिक भावनाएं आहट होती है, और हम ये फिल्म नहीं रिलीज होने देने के लिए कटिबद्ध है। और ऐसे एक आवेदन पत्र दिया गया, इनको रिक्वेस्ट की गई, फिर भी नहीं हटा, फिर वो कार्यकर्ताओं ने वहाँ पे पोस्टर और होर्डिंग निकाल दिए।
नहीं, पर आप मॉल वाले का नुकसान कर रहे हैं ना सर, आपने कौन सा मेकर का नुकसान कर दिया वहाँ पर? और एज फार एज सीबीएफसी इज कंसर्न, सीबीएफसी की बात हम कर रहे हैं, सीबीएफसी ने खुद सजेशंस दिए हैं फिल्म मेकर्स को कि आप कुछ ये कट्स कीजिए, कुछ रिमूव कीजिए, कुछ चीजें, सीन्स, कुछ गाने जो भी हैं वो अभी भी मैटर पेंडिंग है। फिल्म जनवरी के 25 तारीख को रिलीज होनी है, आप पहले से ही प्रदर्शन करेंगे इस तरह से?
जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि सनातन हिंदू धर्म का मजाक उड़ाना एक फैशन बन गया है बॉलीवुड के अंदर, तो ये हिंदू समाज अभी बर्दाश्त नहीं कर पाएगा और हम उसकी वेट भी नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, क्योंकि हम लोग पहले से ये चाह रहे हैं कि ये हट जाए और कोई डिसीजन आए और हो सके वहां तक कोई फिल्म रिलीज ना हो। ऐसी कोई भी हिंदू भावनाओं को ठेस पहुंचाने वाली कोई भी फिल्म रिलीज नहीं होने देंगे, इसके लिए हम कटिबद्ध हैं।
नहीं, पर एक एक्ट्रेस का भगवा रंग का बिकिनी पहनना ये हिंदू धर्म के खिलाफ कैसे हो गया?
नहीं, भगवा रंग का बिकिनी पहन के बेशरम रंग शब्द प्रयोग करना हिंदू धर्म के खिलाफ है।
और वो भगवा रंग के लिए था,
आपको पता है कि वो गया है
रंग तो दीपिका पादुकोण ने काफी सारे पहने हैं उस पूरे गाने में सर।
दूसरे अगर किसी और की धार्मिक भावनाएं आहट होती है तो वो भी विरोध करे ना। हमारा लेना देना भगवा से है, और भगवा रंग पहन करके, ऐसे अश्लील कपड़े पहन करके अगर बेशर्म रंग शब्द प्रयोग किया जाएगा तो हम बिल्कुल इसका विरोध करेंगे।
Mr. Mehta, thank you so much for speaking to India today. So that is what the Bajrang Dal has to say in its own defense after having vandalized a mall in Ahmedabad over their protests against the film, the upcoming film Pathan, and the song Besharam Rang. And we're getting some breaking news that's coming in at the moment. This is concerning the Vande Bharat, in fact, train. Remember that there have been incidents of attacks on the train. Now, these attackers have been caught on camera. These stone pelters have been spotted near the railway track, and this has happened after twice. The Vande Bharat Express train, the newly launched train in West Bengal, was in fact attacked. Stones were pelted. Now CCTV in fact has got images of these attackers. Now days after the Prime Minister just a few days ago virtually inaugurated and in fact gave the green signal for the Vande Bharat Express in West Bengal. After that, two such incidents came to light where stones were pelted by vandals at the train. Window panes were shattered, glasses were shattered, basically damage done to public property. Now CCTV images which have captured the attackers on camera. You can see those images on your screens right now of the attackers on camera as they of course pelt stones at the Vande Bharat Express. Mishra is now joining me live on this story. Anupam, give us more details about the CCTV footage that the investigating agencies are in fact accessing at the moment, and of course how they're going to build their case going forward.
Just follow me. The images and videos captured by CCTV camera was fitted inside the train, and which this incident, this video is of second day, and the train was going from Howrah to New Jalpaiguri, and the place has already been zeroed in where it happened. And according to railways, there were four youths who were started pelting stones, and they are in a process to pinpoint.
Okay, so those are the images of the stone pelters. Anupam, just hold on for a second. Mr. Rahul Sinha of West Bengal BJP is over the phone line with us right now. Rahul ji, जो stone pelting जो कर रहे थे, जो दो incidents सामने आए हैं वंदे भारत एक्सप्रेस पर अटैक के, वो stone pelters इस वक्त कैमरा में कैप्चर्ड है. इनके खिलाफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन तो जरूर होगी. आपको क्या कहना है इन दोनों इंसिडेंट्स के बारे में, सर?
देखिए, पश्चिम बंगाल में भारत विरोधी ताकत और पाकिस्तानी समर्थक बहुत ज्यादा हावी है, और ममता बनर्जी का जय श्री राम विरोध उनको एक नया ताकत दिया, और इसीलिए वंदे भारत का ऊपर ऐसा घटना हुआ. अभी जो मालदा का घटना में जो 4 आदमी का दिखा गया, इसका फुटेज को छानबीन हो और आप देखिएगा इसका पीछे कोई बड़ा राज होगा. और पश्चिम बंगाल में कानून व्यवस्था कहता है, इससे भी घटना से आपको पता चल रहा है. इसीलिए पश्चिम बंगाल में कुछ कानून बोल के कुछ चीज है ही नहीं, और पश्चिम बंगाल में ऐसा ताकतों को प्रोत्साहन तृणमूल कांग्रेस ने दिया, और पश्चिम बंगाल में जो घटना हुआ.
राहुल जी, आप हमारे साथ बने रहिए. हम ये सवाल तृणमूल कांग्रेस से ही पूछ लेते हैं. जयप्रकाश Majumdar of the Trinamool Congress is over the phone line with us at the moment. Mr. Majumdar, if you heard what Rahul Sinha just said, he's basically blaming the TMC, saying that law and order is in shambles in West Bengal and it is the TMC government that is to blame for it.
Their accusation and politicization about the stray incident of stone pelting on Vande Bharat itself says that there must be some kind of political conspiracy of BJP behind this incident, because they are trying to get leverage and political leverage out of it. Because stone pelting on a train happens throughout India. It happened earlier also. Local police look into the matter, and in the UP and other places also this incident happened in Rajdhani Express. At that point of time, no political party tried to get political mileage out of such stray and such bad incidents. But we have condemned the incident, and local police will look into it. Their minister, Dr. Subhash Sarkar, said that CID or local police should investigate. That is the correct way. But these people, some of the leaders of BJP tried to get political mileage. That shows and that gives some indication that there may be BJP involvement in this incident to manipulate, so that they can be, influence the media and they can say something against the local government. The law and order situation is much better than UP. If you go through the central reports, you will understand the law and order situation in West Bengal is much, much better than
I mean,
many
Mr. Majumdar, you're
BJP-ruled
blaming the
countries.
BJP. You're blaming the BJP for having orchestrated these attacks on the Vande Bharat Express?
No, actually, the way BJP is trying to get political mileage, that shows there may be some kind of conspiracy behind it. We are saying that usually all these stone pelting incidents what occurred earlier are stray incidents by miscreants. So let that be.
Saying that they're,
Why
of course,
trying
saying
to
that this is
politicize this?
Trinamool's way of retaliating over the alleged insult which was meted out to the West Bengal Chief Minister at the inauguration of this Vande Bharat Express.
That is why we are saying there is a conspiracy. One incident happened during the inauguration. But why Trinamool Congress will try to do something like that? No. BJP is hell-bent upon getting political mileage out of it, and most importantly, as if they were prepared that something will happen like this. Their total system and machinery, they were prepared. All the leaders, they jumped onto the incident and tried to get political mileage. So that this politicization of that incident itself shows that BJP knew this will happen and will get some kind of political advantage and will politicize the whole matter. Even the Leader of Opposition, Shubhendu Adhikari, said that there will be no further Vande Bharat introduction in West Bengal. Such, so there must be some discussions among rail and these BJP leaders.
Okay, Mr. Majumdar, thank you so much for speaking to India Today. So that is what the TMC has to say, that this is all orchestrated by the Bharatiya Janata Party. It seems that the BJP wants to tarnish the image of the state and the government of West Bengal as well. Also, thank you to my colleague Anupam Mishra for joining us earlier with the details of the CCTV footage which we have now accessed. We're slipping into a very short break. Stay tuned. On the other side, Home Minister Amit Shah's flight makes an emergency landing in Guwahati. It was headed to pole-bound Tripura, but because of bad weather, it had to land in Guwahati last night.
Sankranti and Pongal festivals in 2023 are going to be grand for cine lovers, as not one but more than a couple of South superstars are prepared to lock horns at the box office around that time.
ఆడుస్తే పూనకాలన్నారు, అడుగేస్తే అరాచకం అన్నారు. ఏడ్రా మీ అన్నయ్య, సౌండే లేదు.
Telugu superstar Chiranjeevi's film Walter Viraya is set to hit cinemas on January 13, coinciding with the Sankranti holiday.
ఇలాంటి ఎంటర్టైనింగ్ ధమాకాలు ఇంకా చూడాలనుకుంటే లైక్ షేర్ అండ్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ టు
The mass action film has been bankrolled by Maitri movie makers, and Shruti Hassan will be seen as the leading lady, while Ravi Teja in a prominent role. Nandamuri Balakrishna is reportedly set to play a double role in Veerasimha Reddy, the film which is set to roll out in cinemas on January 12th. This action drama, directed by Gopichand Melineni, is not only the most talked about projects of his career, but will also be his 107th film. Reports suggest that its story will revolve around a faction leader and his son. The cast also includes Shruti Hassan, Varalakshmi Sarathkumar, and Dunya Vijay. Veerasimha Reddy will be Balakrishna's first film with Shruti Hassan and also marks the Sandalwood actor's Bollywood debut. Similarly, Thunivu will hit cinemas on January 11th, and it is touted to be an action thriller written and directed by H. Vinod. The film is produced by Boni Kapoor, and apart from Ajit Kumar, it also stars Manju Warrior. The Clash of the Titans also includes Vijay's Barisu. The film is a family entertainer directed by Vamshi Paidipalli and also features Rashmika Mandana and Prakash Raj in pivotal roles. Entertainment Bureau, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
News coming in right now. The Supreme Court will hear today petitions which have been filed in order to challenge the decision of the Uttarakhand High Court to remove those encroachments on railway land in Haldwani. Now, 4,000 families are facing eviction from that railway land in Haldwani after the Uttarakhand High Court ordered their eviction and their removal of encroachments, as it calls it. So the Supreme Court today will be hearing that decision. Remember that the Uttarakhand High Court had only given a week's time for these encroachments to be removed. More than 4,000 families are facing eviction from that railway land in Haldwani's Banbhalpur area after an Uttarakhand High Court order directing the removal of encroachments. You can see those images of the protests which have broken out now. Supreme Court will be hearing a batch of petitions which have been filed in the apex court challenging the decision of the High Court, the Uttarakhand High Court, against this Haldwani railway land eviction. The Uttarakhand High Court had in fact said and asked the state administration to go ahead and remove all the encroachments on this railway land. More than 4,000 families stand to be affected as a result of this decision which has been taken. The High Court in fact ordered this eviction of illegal encroachments on railway land in a week's time, and if they fail to do so, all encroachments will be demolished. My colleague Ankit Sharma is now joining me live on this. Ankit, give us more details about what the families are saying. They've, of course, most of them have moved the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will be hearing their petition today challenging the Uttarakhand High Court order. Ankit, if you're able to hear me, my question is, what are the families who stand to be affected as a result of the Uttarakhand High Court order telling you, because a bunch of them have moved petitions in the apex court, the Supreme Court, challenging the Uttarakhand High Court order, and those petitions will be heard today by the Supreme Court?
Well, at the moment, people over here are looking at the Supreme Court with dire hopes, and they believe that Supreme Court's judgment will save their life, because they are on the verge of becoming homeless at the moment. We are at the Haldwani railway station, and let us show you some visuals. People are gathering over here. You can see people are gathered and they are discussing about what's going to happen in future, wherein right now there are many people who have spent last night on road, and they were praying. A series of prayers, gatherings have been happening over here in this area, but there's hope from Supreme Court that judgment will come and they will come back to normal lives.
Right. Ankit, thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. Ankit, of course, tracking all those developments, especially in the Supreme Court, where these families are hoping they will get some relief from. Now, for over 4,000 families in Nainital's Haldwani, the new year began on a very, very rough note. Now, this after the Uttarakhand High Court ordered eviction of all encroachments on railway land. Now, these families have approached the Supreme Court seeking justice. The Uttarakhand High Court had made it clear that these encroachments have to be removed within a week's time, or if those orders are not abided by, they will be demolished.
This sprawling colony of Bhanbulpura is set to be demolished. Over 4,000 families are about to lose their homes. The Uttarakhand High Court recently ordered the entire colony built on railway land to be cleared out.
The Uttarakhand High Court in December ordered that all these establishments located in Haldwani's Bhanbulpura must be removed because these are encroachments. If you look at the landscape, what you will see is hundreds and hundreds of houses, pakka houses, multi-story houses, and right next to it is a government school. On the other side is a water head tank, and in the extreme left is a masjid that is located.
Life has come to a full stop for residents here. They have moved the Supreme Court and hit the roads in protest, demanding they be allowed to stay on.
कहाँ जाएंगे 50,000 आदमी कहाँ जाएगा कोई सरकार ने इसकी व्यवस्था नहीं करी है कि कहीं रखें कहीं टेंट लगा के भी नहीं करी है और उजाड़ने की बोली है
कहाँ जाएंगे सर इतनी बड़ी आबादी है 50,000 की आबादी है कहीं किराए पे घर भी नहीं मिलेगा आधे से ज्यादा आबादी तो उजाड़ दे रहे हैं
Livelihoods are hit. Many of these shops have been here for decades, but now they are out of business.
हटाने का निर्देश तो गलत है ही क्योंकि बहुत जो है अंदर तक आ जा रहे इतना तो नहीं जाना चाहिए और अगर हटाने की कोशिश की जा रही है तो हटाने से पहले बसाने का काम किया जाए
फॉरेस्ट से भी रजिस्ट्रेशन है सेल टैक्स से भी रजिस्ट्रेशन है तो यहाँ जब सेल टैक्स ने रजिस्ट्रेशन किया होगा तो यहाँ आके दुकान देखी होगी सब कुछ किया होगा वैसे तो देते नहीं है सेल टैक्स 4-5 हजार घरों का मामला किसकी क्या चुआई दे किसकी क्या चुआई दे मैं एक अकेला क्या बता सकता हूँ इसमें मैं तो यही चाहता हूँ कि जैसे रह रहे थे लोग वैसे ही रहते रहे
Amid this gloom, all celebrations are on hold. Petitioner Abdul Mateen Siddiqui has put off his wedding.
जहाँ इतनी बड़ी तलवार अतिक्रमण के नाम पर लोगों के गर्दन पर लटक रही है हमारा तो मानना सीधा सीधा यह है कि अगर एक भी घर अगर इस अतिक्रमण के नाम पर टूट गया तो हम तो शायद अपनी खुशी मना नहीं पाएंगे तो इसीलिए हमने इसे होल्ड पर रखा है
Officials have slapped eviction notices on many residents in accordance with the high order. Questions remain. Why were officials sleeping when acres of railway land was being encroached? And will the residents be provided relief? With Amit Bharadwaj in Haldwani, Bureau Report, India Today.
We're cutting live across to Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressing the All India Water Ministers meet.
पशुपालन का विभाग हो उसी प्रकार से शहरी विकास मंत्रालय उसी प्रकार से आपदा प्रबंधन यानी कि सबके बीच लगातार संपर्क और संवाद और एक क्लैरिटी विजन ये होना बहुत आवश्यक है अगर विभागों को एक दूसरे से जुड़ी जानकारी होगी उनके पास पूरा डेटा होगा तो उन्हें अपनी प्लानिंग में भी मदद मिलेगी साथियों, हमें ये भी समझना होगा कि सरकार के अकेले प्रयास से ही सफलता नहीं आती। जो सरकार में हैं, उन्हें इस सोच से बाहर निकलना होगा कि उनके अकेले के प्रयास से अपेक्षित परिणाम मिल जाएंगे। इसलिए जल संरक्षण से जुड़े अभियानों में जनता जनार्दन को, सामाजिक संगठनों को, सिविल सोसाइटी को भी ज्यादा से ज्यादा हमें जोड़ना होगा, साथ लेना होगा। जन भागीदारी का एक और पक्ष है और उसे भी समझना बहुत जरूरी है। कुछ लोग सोचते हैं कि भाई जन भागीदारी यानी लोगों पर ही सारी जिम्मेदारी थोप देना। जन भागीदारी को बढ़ावा देने से सरकार की जिम्मेदारी कम हो जाती है। हकीकत ऐसी नहीं है। जवाबदेही कम नहीं होती। जन भागीदारी का सबसे बड़ा लाभ ये होता है कि जनता जनार्दन को भी ये पता चलता है कि इस अभियान में कितनी मेहनत हो रही है, कितना पैसा लग रहा है, इसके कितने पहलू होते हैं। जब किसी अभियान से जनता जुड़ी रहती है तो उसे कार्य की गंभीरता का पता चलता है, उसके सामर्थ्य का पता चलता है, उसके स्केल का पता चलता है, संसाधन कितने लगते हैं उसका पता चलता है। इससे जनता में जब ये सब देखते हैं, इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, तो ये इस प्रकार की योजना हो या अभियान हो, एक सेंस ऑफ ओनरशिप आती है। और जो सेंस ऑफ ओनरशिप जो है ना, वो सफलता की सबसे बड़ी कुंजी होती है। अब आप देखिए स्वच्छ भारत अभियान कितना बड़ा उदाहरण है। स्वच्छ भारत अभियान में जब लोग जुड़े तो जनता में भी एक चेतना आई, जागृति आई। गंदगी दूर करने के लिए जो संसाधन जुटाने थे, जो विभिन्न वाटर ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट बनवाने थे, शौचालय बनवाने थे, ऐसे अनेक कार्य सरकार के द्वारा हुए। लेकिन इस अभियान की सफलता तब सुनिश्चित हुई जब जनता में, प्रत्येक नागरिक में सोच आई कि गंदगी नहीं करनी है, गंदगी नहीं होनी चाहिए। गंदगी के प्रति एक नफरत का भाव नागरिकों में आने लगा। अब जनभागीदारी की यही सोच हमें जल संरक्षण के लिए जनता के मन में जगानी है। इसके लिए जनता को हम जितना ज्यादा जागरूक करेंगे उतना ही प्रभाव पैदा होगा। जैसे हम जल जागरूकता महोत्सवों का आयोजन कर सकते हैं, स्थानीय स्तर पर होने वाले मेलों में पानी को लेकर जागरूकता संबंधी कई आयोजन जोड़ सकते हैं। विशेषकर नई पीढ़ी इस विषय के प्रति जागरूक हो, इसके लिए हमें पाठ्यक्रम से लेकर स्कूलों में एक्टिविटीज तक इनोवेटिव तरीके सोचने होंगे। आप जानते हैं कि देश हर जिले में 75 अमृत सरोवर बना रहा है। आपने भी अपने राज्य में इसमें काफी कुछ काम किया है। इतने कम समय में 25,000 अमृत सरोवर बन भी चुके हैं। जल संरक्षण की दिशा में पूरे विश्व में अपनी तरह का ये अनोखा अभियान है और ये जन भागीदारी इसमें जुड़ी है। लोग इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं, लोग इसमें आगे आ रहे हैं। इनका संरक्षण हो, लोग इनसे जुड़े। हमें इस दिशा में निरंतर प्रयास बढ़ाने होंगे। साथियों, हमें पॉलिसी लेवल पर भी पानी से जुड़ी परेशानियों के समाधान के लिए सरकारी नीतियां और ब्यूरोक्रेटिक प्रक्रियाओं से बाहर आना होगा। हमें प्रॉब्लम्स को पहचानने और उसके सॉल्यूशन को खोजने के लिए टेक्नोलॉजी को, इंडस्ट्री को और खासकर स्टार्टअप्स को साथ जोड़ना होगा। जियो सेंसिंग और जियो मैपिंग जैसी टेक्निकों से हमें इस दिशा में काफी मदद मिल सकती है। साथियों, हर घर तक पानी पहुंचाने के लिए जल जीवन मिशन आपके राज्य का एक बड़ा डेवलपमेंट पैरामीटर हुआ है। कई राज्यों ने इसमें अच्छा काम किया है, कई राज्य इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। अब हमें ये सुनिश्चित करना है कि एक बार ये व्यवस्था बन गई तो आगे उनकी देखरेख भी उतने ही अच्छे ढंग से चलती है। ग्राम पंचायतें जल जीवन मिशन का नेतृत्व करें और काम पूरा होने के बाद ये सर्टिफाई भी करें कि पर्याप्त और स्वच्छ पानी उपलब्ध हो गया है।
And that's a wrap on this bulletin. For all the latest news and updates, you can log on to indiatoday.in. You can also download the India Today app. Thank you so much for watching.
Banbhulpura in Haldwani is home to over 4,000 people living in unauthorized colonies. The Nainital High Court has ordered demolition of the illegal colonies on railway land. The administration plans to implement the order.
माननीय उच्च न्यायालय के द्वारा एक आदेश दिया गया है और उस आदेश का अनुपालन कितने प्रभावी तरीके से और अच्छी प्रकार से हो, उसके लिए रेलवे के साथ एक समन्वय बैठक थी और उसमें निरीक्षण भी किया गया है पॉइंट्स का और पूरे स्थल को देखा भी गया है।
Angry residents of the area are out on the streets protesting against the clearance of encroachments. Many of them say that their families have been living in the area for generations now.
हमारे घर तोड़े जा रहे हैं और हमारा स्कूल भी तोड़ा जा रहा है, हम कहाँ जाएंगे? हम छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं, हमारा घर टूट जाएगा तो हम कहाँ रहेंगे?
The residents allege they are being subjected to mental harassment by the police and administration.
ये जो उखाड़ने के लिए बस्ती बार बार हमारे ऊपर इन लोग गरीब आदमी के ऊपर तलवार टांग देते हैं। वो हर 6 महीने में तलवार टांगते हैं। ये बहुत गलत बात है। केंद्र की भी, प्रशासन की भी, सबकी बहुत बुरा हाल है यहाँ के लोगों का। ये अपने बच्चों को लेके कहाँ जाएंगे, कैसे बसेंगे, कैसे क्या करेंगे?
The protesters are demanding the government provide them housing if they are evicted. The local administration too has many questions to answer. The most important one being, why were these illegal colonies allowed to come up in the first place? With Rahul Singh Dharambal from Haldwani, Bureau Report, India Today.
If there is one film everyone's waiting for with bated breath, it has to be Pushpa the Rule. The next in the Allu Arjun starrer franchise, which will be in continuation of its first part. It will witness the clash between his character Pushpa Raj and antagonist Bhavar Singh Shekhawat.
Pushpa Raj.
Fahad Fasil is already a part of Pushpa franchise, and reports also suggest that the makers have approached Vijay Sethupathi for a crucial role in the film.
Pushpa and the flower and fire.
So if at all he comes on board, it surely is going to be double trouble for Allu Arjun's character Pushpa Raj. The film went on floors in August, and building up further excitement among fans, the makers shared behind-the-scenes picture from the sets of the movie. Speculations are rife that the sequel of Pushpa The Rise is being made on a whopping budget of 350 crore rupees, and the film is expected to release in the second half of 2023.
Presented by धूल आए पर घर पे ना टिक पाए. In association with Hetic Fittings, make your furniture work beautifully.
Hello and welcome. You're watching India's Agenda here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, getting you all the top stories that we're tracking this Thursday. Videos reveal full Delhi horror. Accused caught on camera abandoning the Baleno. Forensic reports to reveal bloody trail. Accused may undergo lie detector test as well. Ahead of Pathan's release, fringe protests in Ahmedabad theatre warns against releasing of Shah Rukh Deepika Stara. Drunk flyer who urinated on co-passenger on Air India flight identified as a Mumbai resident. Cops directed to arrest him. Rahul Gandhi's T-shirt in the cold triggers hot politics. UP minister probes curious case of Rahul Gandhi, asks what virus is in Rahul's body. Countdown to the Karnataka 2023 poll begins. JP Nadda leads BJP campaign in the state. Nadda to meet Lingayat CS and SC/ST as well as OBC BJP workers. After Ayodhya, Ram Mandir to rise in Karnataka. Karnataka government to announce Mandir revamp. Chief Minister Yogi likely to lay the foundation stone in March. And as we continue getting you all the latest on the Delhi hit and drag case, here's the latest political reaction that's coming in. Remember, on the sidelines, we've been seeing the BJP and AAP squaring off over law and order. The BJP now launching a fresh attack on the Aam Aadmi Party has referred to this case, the hit and drag case, as an impact of the liquor policy by the Kejriwal government. The BJP has said that the liquor policy has pushed youth into binge drinking. This is what BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya has said. I'm reading out of his tweet right now. The Kanjavla hit and drag case is a legacy of Arvind Kejriwal's flawed liquor policy. With one-on-one free, it pushed people, mostly young, into binge drinking. Result, 5 drunk men dragged a woman under their car for 12 kilometers and didn't realize what they were up to. Horrendous. This is how the BJP is now reacted, adding a fresh twist, a fresh political controversy to the Delhi hit and drag case. Amit Malviya taking to Twitter to allege
that the reason you're seeing youngsters in the national capital drinking is because of the liquor policy of the Kejriwal government, whereas part of the new liquor policy that was introduced some time back and then withdrawn, you also had buy one get one free. So he's saying it's a result of that you see binge drinking, as Malvi has put it. So we're going to also try to get you a reaction from the Aam Aadmi Party on this, with the BJP now saying that the reason you saw this kind of a horrific case, the reason 20-year-old Anjali was dragged for 12 kilometers was because of the liquor policy by the Kejriwal government. Amit Malviya saying that it pushed youngsters into binge drinking because liquor was so easily available. There were buy one, get one free offers on liquor, and that's why this happened. Away from the politics, let's focus on the investigation, because there's one twist after another that's emerging in this case. The accused now are giving contradictory statements, is what we've learned. Cops will be seeking permission for a lie detector test to ascertain exactly what happened. Now, they will be in fact seeking permission from the courts to go ahead and conduct this kind of a lie detector test on all the 5 accused. Officials of the Delhi police also chaired a late-night meeting on how to go forward with this case and ensure adequate evidence against the 5 accused, the men who were in that car. Sources told India Today that the cops are mapping the route of the accused and also going ahead and doing this using CCTV footage. Another CCTV video has meanwhile emerged. The 5 accused men, this is the 6th CCTV footage by the way, the 5 accused men are seen parking the car after dragging 20-year-old Anjali through Delhi's roads. So essentially they're trying to dump the car and flee. It was around 1:50 a.m. We're being told 1:52 a.m. is when the accused hit Anjali's scooty, and the CCTV here at 4:51 you can see that the accused abandoned their car in a parking lot. The same car was recovered by the police at around 7 a.m. This is exactly at 6:49 based on the timing mentioned in the CCTV footage. So that's essentially 5 hours after the incident took place. We also showed you how CCTV footage confirmed a police PCR van was on that stretch through which Anjali was dragged. That's the footage of the PCR van passing by the road in which Anjali was dragged. Rahul Gautam is joining us with more details on this. Rahul, good morning. The CCTV footage that's emerging in this case is of course crucial to the investigation itself, because it's helping everyone piece together the exact sequence of events, and thereby also confirms that the accused, in an attempt to flee from the spot, parked the car, dumped it in a parking lot and ran.
Well, good morning, Akshita. You rightly pointed out that CCTV footage evidences are certainly going to play a crucial role. And I have with me a relative of victim, Prem ji. Prem ji, आप थोड़ा सा इतना बता दीजिए जो नहीं लाइव चल रहा है, आप थोड़ा इतना बता दीजिए जो सीसीटीवी फुटेज जो अब निकल कर आ रहा है उसमें पीसीआर वैन भी दिख रही है उसी रोड पर जहां पर ये घटना घटी। आपको लगता है कि चूक हुई पुलिस से उस रात को?
बिल्कुल चूक हुई है, इस चीज में कोई दोहराई नहीं है, बिल्कुल चूक हुई है। दिल्ली पुलिस में की उस टाइम लापरवाही है। उस टाइम 6 कॉल भी की गई थी हेड ऑफिस में, जिसके कारण दीपक नाम के बंदे ने 1 घंटे तक उस गाड़ी का पीछा भी किया, पर कोई पुलिस एक्टिव नहीं थी उस टाइम। जो उस टाइम उस दौरान वहां पे, हम ये नहीं कहते सारी दिल्ली पुलिस, जो उस टाइम ऑन ड्यूटी थे उनके ऊपर कड़ा एक्शन लिया जाए। हम गृह मंत्री जी से ये कहना चाहते हैं, अमित शाह जी से, इनके ऊपर सख्ताई से पेश हो।
अच्छा, जो लोग हैं जो पकड़े गए हैं वो अलग अलग बयान दे रहे हैं। कुछ कह रहे हैं हाँ हमको जानकारी थी कि एक बॉडी नीचे है, एक लड़की फंसी हुई है, कुछ कह रहे हैं कि हमें जानकारी नहीं थी। पुलिस ये कह रही है कि लाई डिटेक्टर टेस्ट होगा इनका ताकि सच सामने आ सके।
हम सच सामने लाना चाहते हैं कि मतलब सभी जगह की फुटेज है, हम फुटेज वहां की देखना चाहते हैं जहाँ पे एक्सीडेंट हुआ था। जिस तरीके से वहां की फुटेज अभी तक नहीं आई, जो ये पुलिस वाले भी कह रहे हैं, पर्सनल मतलब और जने कह रहे हैं कि प्राइवेट कैमरों से फुटेज निकाली, तो प्राइवेट कैमरों से वो फुटेज भी तो निकाली है। वो निधि नाम की लड़की जब आ गई है बाहर, जब हमारी लड़की का अंतिम संस्कार हो गया है, वो लड़की को मतलब दबाया जा रहा था। इस केस को दबाने की पूरी कोशिश की जा रही है। प्रशासन से हम सहमत नहीं है, दिल्ली पुलिस से।
लड़की का कहना है कि मैं घबरा गई थी, मैंने अपनी माता जी को बताया था, पुलिस को मैंने इन्फॉर्म नहीं किया क्योंकि मैं घबरा गई।
मतलब अब किसी की सपोर्ट मिल रही है, अब खुल के तू बाहर आ रही है, अब घबराहट कहाँ है, अब डर कहाँ है? मतलब किसी की सपोर्ट है जब तो इंसान आता है, चौड़ा होता है। अब मतलब पूरी सपोर्ट है पीछे से किसी की।
क्या चाहते हैं अब, क्या हो इस मामले में पूरा आगे?
लड़की को भी इस मामले में ऐड किया जाए, 302 के तहत
302 का मुकदमा लगे आप?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, क्योंकि जब उसको पता होने के बावजूद भी वो उसने ना कंप्लेंट करी, ना उसकी लड़की के घर पे गई। इंसानियत ही नहीं है बिल्कुल भी। तेरी फ्रेंड के साथ ऐसा हुआ है, मान जो ये बात कह रही है कि वो अल्कोहल के नशे में थी, ड्रिंक कर रखी थी, ड्रिंक तो तूने भी कर रखी थी, पर ऐसे हमारी अगर ड्रिंक करते हमारी लड़की के पीएम में आता, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। अगर उसने कर भी रखी थी तो हमारी मतलब किसी की भी बेटी हो, हमारी हो, किसी की, दूसरे को जान ले गए का हक किसको है? किसी को नहीं है। किसी की जिंदगी के ऊपर किसी का हक नहीं है कि हम किसी की जान ले सके।
तो आप कह रहे हैं आपको पीएम रिपोर्ट दिखाई गई, उसमें अल्कोहल का कोई ट्रेस नहीं था?
बिल्कुल भी 1% अल्कोहल नहीं है हमारी लड़की में। तो इस केस को दबाने की पूरी कोशिश की जा रही है कानून के प्रति।
Thank you. So that was Prem, one of the relatives of victim. In fact, he's saying that Nidhi, who's a friend of victim here, should also be prosecuted in this case. He should not be. She should not be given a clean sheet in this case. The family is not convinced from the very first day, as far as police investigation is concerned, because they are saying that there are a lot of pressure on police. It was only after police took, family in confidence, the cremation of the body took place, and now also they are saying that that the post-mortem report was shown to them, and there was no traces of alcohol.
They're essentially also questioning Nidhi, who is Anjali's friend, who's been made a witness in the case. So that's another crucial aspect of this entire back and forth that we're seeing in this case. Rahul, stay on with me. I also want to break down all of the CCTV images that we have so far. We've tried to piece together how this incident, the sit and drag, actually unfolded on New Year's in the national capital. 7 CCTV images narrate the details of this horror story. But in a way, it's no less than a jigsaw puzzle, because it's also given us and led to a lot of questions about the exact sequence and what transpired that fateful night.
India stunned by the New Year hit and run horror in the national capital. 20-year-old Anjali died on the night when police surveillance should have been at its best. But as more and more skeletons stumble out of the closet, the case is getting murkier. This is where it all began. In the CCTV footage, Anjali and Nidhi can be seen coming out of the hotel to a spot where their scooty was parked, but both the girls are seen arguing. But eventually, they rode together with Anjali riding pillion. Moments after that, another CCTV footage shows Anjali driving the scooty and Nidhi riding pillion. Nidhi had claimed Anjali was drunk, a claim which has been rubbished by Anjali's family. In the next set of footage, Anjali's scooter can be seen taking a U-turn and the Baleno blinking the dipper. Instead of stopping and helping the wounded, the 5 in Baleno, allegedly drunk, kept driving while Anjali is stuck under their car. They dragged her for 12 long kilometers. Anjali's friend Nidhi claims she fled the accident spot out of fear. A CCTV footage which has come as a massive shocker shows a police PCR van on the same route where Anjali was dragged for 12 kilometers. This CCTV has raised several questions on Delhi Police's security check, as they failed to notice the 20-year-old woman stuck under the car. Anjali's friend, who fled the accident spot, reached home at around 1:30 am. According to the timestamp on the CCTV footage, well before the moment accident took place. This has raised doubts about Nidhi's version of events that night. Nidhi kept mum for 2 days. Didn't inform Anjali's parents about her sordid accident. She broke her silence only after the cops spotted her in the CCTV footage. It was at 4:51 am when the 5 accused finally parked their car in Rohini, almost 3 hours after they hit Anjali and dragged her on the Delhi roads. What really transpired in those 3 hours? Why did Anjali's friend Nidhi stay silent? How did a police PCR fail in spotting a woman being dragged? Some of these questions which need to be answered to solve this Delhi horror twister. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now here on India Today, we gave you details about how in the business class of an Air India flight, a male passenger urinated on his co-passenger, on his female co-passenger. And now we're getting you details of the accused. We've tracked him down. He's a resident of Mumbai. And we're hearing that the cops very soon will be arresting the accused man as well. The victim, the female co-passenger on whom he urinated, is currently undergoing treatment as well. She's a senior citizen. She had highlighted her plight immediately to the cabin crew, who failed to actually take the necessary action. And then she wrote to, in fact, the top brass of Air India. And that's when finally the officials took note of her ordeal. But we're picking up details right now of exactly who the accused is. The man who got up in an inebriated state and urinated on his female co-passenger and then managed to walk out of the flight deboard without any problems. Now, finally, law catching up with him. We're being told that the cops have been directed to arrest the accused man. He is a Mumbai-based businessman, is the information we have right now. So India Today tracking the story very, very closely. We're trying to also get in touch with the victim, with the family members, to get you a sense of exactly what happened on board that flight. Mind you, this happened back in November. It's taken 1 month, over 1 month really, for this incident to be highlighted. Why? Because the cabin crew let this inebriated male passenger walk out scot-free without any problems after he urinated on his co-passenger. Despite the victim speaking out, telling the cabin crew what happened, they let him walk out without any action being taken against him. But now, after the matter was escalated by the victim, now we're being told that action has been taken against him by Air India, which is that reportedly has been put on the no-fly list for a mere 30 days. By that itself, there are questions over. Now we're being told that the cops could in fact arrest him in Mumbai. Sources telling us that he is a resident of Mumbai and a businessman. Paulami Saha is joining us with more details on this. Paulami, finally, law catching up with this man who urinated on his co-passenger. You know, there have been a lot of questions about how Air India has tackled this, about the lack of action against him. But we're being told right now that the decks have been cleared for him to be arrested.
That's right. That's what Delhi police sources are telling us at the moment, Akshita. The man has been identified as a Mumbai-based businessman. His name is Shekhar Mishra. He is in his 40s. He is the passenger who is accused of being in an inebriated state on the flight, which was an Air India flight on November 26 from New York to Delhi. He then, of course, exposed himself to a female passenger. She was an elderly passenger. She's in her 70s. He exposed himself to her and he urinated on her. And, of course, the shocking part is what you referred to, that the airline did not act sensitively and immediately. They did not, in fact, get him booked immediately. This didn't come to light until the woman herself wrote to Tata Group Chairman N. Chandrasekharan and demanded that justice be done. She, of course, complained about the cabin crew and their lack of sensitivity in this case as well. And now what we learned from Delhi police is that an FIR has been lodged against Shekhar Mishra under IPC sections 354, 294, 509 and 510, and he's likely to be arrested soon as well in this case.
You know, it's absolutely shocking that in the first place, when this happened in November, there wasn't action taken immediately. It's taken over a month now for authorities to wake up, and it took the victim actually writing to the highest officials for there to be some cognizance and some action against this man. Thanks, Paulami, for joining us with all of those details. We've seen so many viral videos of obnoxious flyers fighting mid-air, screaming at the flight crew, and I'm sure it's got all of you outraged. But you've seen nothing yet. In this incident that we're talking about from an Air India flight, a drunk man actually exposed himself and then proceeded to urinate on a female passenger, and all of this played out in the business class of the Air India flight. He's been banned for 30 days by the airline. That's the only action that's been taken against this man.
It's total luxury in the sky. You've just spent over 3 lakh rupees. You flew business class on this Air India flight to New York. And now you're on your way back home to Delhi. After you finish your finely crafted business class meal, you hunker down for some rest before arrival. The cabin lights are dimmed. The gentle hum of the aircraft lulls you into what you hope will be some sleep. Except you heard the sound of water splashing down on you in the dark. And in a moment of horror, you realize it isn't water because there's a dark figure looming over you, urinating in your lap. Close your eyes for a moment. We wish we were making this up, but we are not. This really happened on November 26 last year to a lady senior citizen on an Air India flight from New York to Delhi, who shot off an anguished letter to N. Chandrasekharan, chairman of the Tata Group that now owns Air India. The lady passenger says she had just finished lunch and the lights were switched off at the cabin. One of the other business class passengers, totally drunk, walked up to her, unzipped and began urinating all over her. After he finished, he simply walked back and sat in his seat. According to the complaints, the crew didn't respond appropriately, and only after the traumatized passenger went to them did they attempt to cleanse the seat and offer her a crew seat for the remainder of the flight. Worst of all, the drunk offender was allowed to simply leave after the flight landed. It was over a month later that Air India complained to the Delhi police on December 28, forcing an FIR to be registered. Bureau Report, India Today.
We're going to continue tracking the latest and ensure action, the strictest possible action, is taken against that man for what he did on board an Air India flight. Let's move on to another story this morning. The West Bengal Vande Bharat Express attack. The attackers have now been identified. The attackers who pelted stones at the train in Malda on January 2nd have now been caught on camera. You see that footage on your screens. We're talking about the incident where the Howrah New Jalpaiguri Junction Vande Bharat was was attacked twice on January 2nd and January 3rd. The second attack took place at the NJP yard on Tuesday. Window panes of some of the coaches of the train were damaged. A political war also broke out over the incident. The BJP demanded an NIA probe into the Vande Bharat stone pelting incident and termed it as revenge for Jai Shri Ram chants on the day of its inauguration. The TMC, meanwhile, hit back at the BJP and accused the Saffron Party of playing politics. Bengal's first Vande Bharat train was flagged off virtually by Prime Minister Modi just a few days ago on December 30th.
पश्चिम बंगाल में भारत विरोधी ताकत और पाकिस्तानी समर्थक बहुत ज्यादा हावी है और ममता बनर्जी का जय श्री राम विरोध उनको एक नया ताकत दिया और इसीलिए वंदे भारत का ऊपर ऐसा घटना हुआ। अभी जो मालदा का घटना में जो 4 आदमी का दिखा गया, इसका फुटेज को छानबीन हो और आप देखिएगा इसका पीछे कोई बड़ा राज होगा और पश्चिम बंगाल में कानून व्यवस्था कहता है, इससे भी घटना से आपको पता चल रहा है। इसीलिए पश्चिम बंगाल में कुछ कानून बोल के कुछ चीज है ही नहीं।
Their accusation and politicization about the stray incident of stone pelting on Vande Bharat itself says that there must be some kind of political conspiracy of BJP behind this incident because they are trying to get leverage and political leverage out of it. Because stone pelting on a train happens throughout India. It happened earlier also. Local police look into the matter. And in the UP and other places also, this incident happened in Rajdhani Express. At that point of time, no political party tried to get political mileage out of such stray and such bad incidents. But we have condemned the incident and local police will look into it.
Okay, let's in fact show you those images again. Let's put out the CCTV footage of the accused, the attacker seen pelting stones at the Vande Bharat Express. Let's play out that particular clip of in fact the attack itself, because this has given leads into exactly who targeted and who these attackers were. Remember, there have been 2 incidents of the Vande Bharat Express being targeted, and in this particular incident you can see that there are about 4 to 5 men standing on the sides pelting stones at the Vande Bharat Express as it's moving along this stretch. I'm slipping into a short break here on India Today. Coming up on the other side, we're getting you details of how Home Minister Amit Shah's flight made an emergency landing in Guwahati.
Mrunal Thakur has signed her next film starring Nani, which is tentatively titled Nani 30. As per the glimpse released by the makers, the film looks like an emotional family drama. The image of Nani with a young girl showed that the movie could revolve around a father-daughter relationship.
నువ్వు ఉంచుదా అంటే ఉంచుదా
నిజంగా
ఇట్రా నువ్వు చెప్పు నీ విష్ లిస్ట్ ఏంటో.
Directed by debutant filmmaker Shauryav, the film will mark Mrunal's second Telugu film after she delivered a remarkable performance in Sita Ramam, which co-starred Dulquer Salmaan and Rashmika Mandanna. The romantic drama was based on a love story between Sita, played by Mrunal, and Lieutenant Ram, essayed by Dulquer. It was directed by Hanu Ragapudi. Meanwhile, the actress has several Hindi films lined up in 2023. One is with Aditya Roy Kapoor, titled Gumrah, which is the official remake of the hit Tamil film Thadam. She will also be seen essaying the role of the on-screen sister of Ishan Khattar in Raju Krishna Menon directorial Pipa. The film is based on the life of Brigadier Balram Singh Mehta.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Welcome back. Here on India's agenda, let's round up for you some of the other national stories that we're tracking this hour. Home Minister Amit Shah's flight made an emergency landing in Guwahati due to bad weather conditions. The Home Minister was on his way to Agartala and Tripura to kick off a poll campaign. After the horrific hit and drag case in Delhi, another tragic accident has been reported from Uttar Pradesh's Banda district. A girl riding her scooty was hit by a truck and her body was dragged for 3 kilometers. As per initial reports, the truck caught fire as the woman's body got stuck in the chassis. Even the scooty of the victim was burnt to ashes. Hundreds of people took to the streets with a torchlight procession against a hydropower project due to land subsidies. This is in Uttarakhand's Joshimath. People in the city are immensely alarmed as huge cracks have appeared in the houses of the area through which the underground water is slipping in. According to the Met Department, dense to very dense fog and cold day conditions are likely to continue northwest India for the next 4 to 5 days. Chilling cold weather was seen in Punjab, some pockets of Haryana, Chandigarh, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Due to fog in Delhi too, the minimum temperature touched 3 degrees. Two unidentified assailants shot and killed a 45-year-old resident of Bardeki village in Punjab's Ludhiana. According to the police, 3 suspects arrived in a vehicle with a Delhi registration number. 2 of them entered the house and fired at the man. Slipping into a short break here on India Today. Coming up on the other side, we're getting you details of how political temperatures in Karnataka are soaring ahead of the elections. BJP chief JP Nadda is leading the BJP campaign in Karnataka. Details of his schedule coming up in just a bit.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Welcome back. The Supreme Court today will hear a petition challenging the Uttarakhand High Court's order to vacate 29 acres of railway land in Haldwani. It's become a big showdown there as residents of the 4,000 odd homes there continue to protest, pray and beseech officials not to go ahead with the demolition. It's being referred to as a Shaheen Bagh-like protest. The Uttarakhand High Court on December 20th had declared that the land was railway property while ordering local authorities to go ahead and remove all encroachments after giving a week's notice to the occupants. Now, more than 4,000 families, of whom majority are Muslim families living in these unauthorized colonies near the Haldwani railway station, face the threat of being removed from their homes. Besides houses, the area even has 4 government schools, 11 private schools, a bank, 2 overhead water tanks. You've got mosques, temples, shops built over decades, all of which now face the threat of being razed down, which has sparked these protests right now.
We have demanded adequate force, even paramilitary and PSC and all. And we have deployed our magistrates and we have divided a whole area in 4 super zones, 14 zones and 30 sectors. And we will take action as per the direction of Honorable High Court.
देखिए सभी को माननीय न्यायालय पर भरोसा करना चाहिए, उन पर विश्वास करना चाहिए। हमारी संस्था है और हम सब लोग न्यायालय को मानते हैं और सरकार के स्तर पर न्यायालय का जो भी निर्णय आएगा वो हमको मानना है।
So a lot of politics are also playing out on this particular issue. What you're seeing on your screens are some of the images that have come in of the agitation, the protests that are currently underway. It's almost a sit-in protest right now that's been raging on. 4,000 odd families that face the threat of being evicted, of their homes being razed down. Many of them speaking to us here on India Today have said that we've lived here for decades, we don't know where to go. But even as the court order has come in on this issue, today will be crucial in this case as the Supreme Court will be deciding on the matter. Remember that it was the Uttarakhand High Court that ruled for this entire area to be evicted and all of the buildings in the railway land to be demolished. Ankit Sharma is joining us live right now from, in fact, Haldwani. He's getting us the latest updates. Ankit, today is going to be D-Day essentially for all the residents there because the Supreme Court will decide on the Uttarakhand High Court's order which sought for the eviction of all of these areas, the demolition of all properties. Get us, a sense of what's happening down there. Are the protests even continuing now?
Hello?
Ankit, can you hear me? Don't think Ankit is with us. Apologies. We'll reconnect with him to get you a sense of what's happening on ground right now. Now let's get you a ground report from Haldwani. The new year clearly has begun on a rough note for these residents. The Uttarakhand High Court has ordered the eviction of all illegal encroachments on this railway land, and within a week's time, if they fail to do so, all encroachments will be demolished based on the Uttarakhand High Court's order. And that means that 4,000 families will be left homeless. That's why they're continuing their protest right now.
This sprawling colony of Bhanbulpura is said to be demolished. Over 4,000 families are about to lose their homes. The Uttarakhand High Court recently ordered the entire colony built on railway land to be cleared out.
The Uttarakhand High Court in December ordered that all these establishments located in Haldwani's Bhanbulpura must be removed because these are encroachments. If you look at the landscape, what you will see is hundreds and hundreds of houses, pakka houses, multi-story houses, and right next to it is a government school. On the other side is a waterhead tank, and in the extreme left is a masjid that is located.
Life has come to a full stop for residents here. They have moved the Supreme Court and hit the roads in protest, demanding they be allowed to stay on.
कहाँ जाएंगे 50,000 आदमी कहाँ जाएगा कोई सरकार ने इसकी व्यवस्था नहीं करी है कि कहीं रखें कहीं टेंट लगा के भी नहीं करी है और उजाड़ने की बोली है
कहाँ जाएंगे सर इतनी बड़ी आबादी है 50,000 की आबादी है कहीं किराए पे घर भी नहीं मिलेगा आधे से ज्यादा आबादी तो उजाड़ दे रहे हैं
Livelihoods are hit. Many of these shops have been here for decades, but now they are out of business.
हटाने का निर्देश तो गलत है ही, क्योंकि बहुत जो है अंदर तक आ जा रहे, इतना तो नहीं जाना चाहिए। और अगर हटाने की कोशिश की जा रही है तो हटाने से पहले बसाने का काम किया जाए।
फॉरेस्ट से भी रजिस्ट्रेशन है, सेल टैक्स से भी रजिस्ट्रेशन है, तो यहाँ जब सेल टैक्स ने रजिस्ट्रेशन किया होगा तो यहाँ के दुकान देखी होगी, सब कुछ किया होगा। वैसे तो देते नहीं है सेल टैक्स।
4-5 हजार घरों का मामला, किसकी क्या चुहाई दे, किसकी क्या चुहाई दे, मैं एक अकेला क्या बता सकता हूँ इसमें। मैं तो यही चाहता हूँ कि जैसे रह रहे थे लोग वैसे ही रहते रहे।
Amid this gloom, all celebrations are on hold. Petitioner Abdul Mateen Siddiqui has put off his wedding.
जहाँ इतनी बड़ी तलवार अतिक्रमण के नाम पर लोगों के गर्दन पर लटक रही है, हमारा तो मानना सीधा सीधा यह है कि अगर एक भी घर अगर इस अतिक्रमण के नाम पर टूट गया तो हम तो शायद अपनी खुशी मना नहीं पाएंगे, तो इसीलिए हमने इसे होल्ड पर रखा है।
Officials have slapped eviction notices on many residents in accordance with the high order. Questions remain: why were officials sleeping when acres of railway land was being encroached? And will the residents be provided relief? With Amit Bharadwaj in Haldwani, Bureau Report, India Today.
The stage is set in 2023 for what is going to be one of the biggest elections this year. We're talking about the state of Karnataka. BJP Chief JP Nadda will begin his two-day visit to poll-bound Karnataka from today, with rallies lined up in Tumakuru, Chitradurga and Davangere. During his visit, the BJP chief will also go ahead with a Lingayat outreach, including a visit to key mutts as well as the Panchamsheel Lingayat mutt in central Karnataka. Nadda will also be taking stock of poll preparedness, will be holding a meeting with BJP MPs, MLAs, MLCs as well as district chiefs. This is particularly in the Davangere district. Remember that this visit by JP Nadda comes just after Home Minister Amit Shah's recent visit to Karnataka. And sticking to news from Karnataka, as I mentioned, the state is going to polls in just a few months. And amid that, the Higher Education Minister C.N. Ashwath Narayan is considering constructing a Ram Mandir in the state similar to the one in Ayodhya. The government plans to table this plan in the next state budget. The opposition is going all guns blazing at the Saffron Party, accusing that this move is being done to woo Hindu votes ahead of elections.
Ahead of the 2023 Assembly elections, state of war Karnataka intensifies. Eyeing the Hindu vote bank, the BJP is planning to build a Ram Mandir in the state on the lines of Ayodhya Temple in Ramnagara. The Basavaraj Bommai government will announce the temple construction on budget day. The state higher education minister, Ashwath Narayan, also claimed Uttar Pradesh chief minister will lay foundation stone for the temple.
ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಮನಗರ ನಾಮಕರಣ ಆಗಿರೋದು ರಾಮನ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲೇ. ಮಾಜಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಕೆಂಗಲ್ ಹನುಮಂತಯ್ಯನವರು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಪೇಟೆ ಅಂತ ನಾಮಕರಣ ಇದ್ದಂಥ ಹೆಸರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ ರಾಮನಗರ ಅಂತ ನಾಮಕರಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ರಾಮನ ಪ್ರೇರೇಪಣೆ, ರಾಮ ವನವಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳ ರಾಮದೇವರ ಬೆಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ರಾಮನ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಶಿವನ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಜೀರ್ಣೋದ್ಧಾರ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಬದ್ಧರಾಗಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
The government is planning to redevelop this temple in Ramnagara, about 45-minute drive from Bengaluru.
So we just climbed around 500 flights of stairs, and the view, I must tell you, was breathtaking. And this is what we came up to. As you can see, this is the temple here, the Ram Mandir. The officials here, they want to call this as the Dakshina Ayodhya. They want to replicate the model that we've seen in Ayodhya Ram Mandir there. They want to do the same thing here. So for people who can't really go up north, the South Indians here, they can come here and visit the Ram Mandir here in Ramnagar.
This is an old Ram temple. It is believed Lord Ram, Sita and Lakshman stayed here during their exile. Devotees climbed 500 steps to get a glimpse of Lord Ram.
ಮತ್ತು ಈ ಜಾಗ ಬಂದು ರಾಮದೇವರು ವನವಾಸ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗ.
ಒಂದು 4ರಿಂದ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ವನವಾಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಐತಿಹ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನದ ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಯಾಣಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಬಂದು ರಾಮತೀರ್ಥ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ವನವಾಸದಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸೀತಾಮಾತೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ನೀರು ಸಿಗದೇ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ರಾಮದೇವರು ಬಾಣ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀರು ಬರ್ಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಅದು ಆಳ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಯಾರು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬ ಆಳ ಇದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ವರ್ಷ ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೂ ನೀರು ಬತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನೀರಿದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
The master plan also entails special pathway for those with physical disability. Marble stairs and dome will also be constructed. Meanwhile, politics explode over the planned Ram temple. The opposition has hit out, accusing the state government of trying to divert focus from development issues.
ಅಯೋಧ್ಯ ಕರ್ಕೊಬಂದು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಲಿ, ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರನೂ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿ, ಸೀತಾ ಮಂದಿರನೂ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿ, ಆಂಜನೇಯನೂ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿ, ಅಶ್ವತ್ಥನಾರಾಯಣ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನನೂ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿ. ನಮ್ದೇನು ತಗರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ 3 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಪಾಪ ಬಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಡೀ ರಾಮನಗರ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ 3 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ. ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಕಟ್ಟಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕೈಲಿ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ.
The JDS too has rejected the proposal for the temple. The constituency is represented by H.D. Kumaraswamy.
ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನೇ ನಿಂತು ಖುದ್ದು ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದ ಯೋಗಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ಹಾಕ್ಸೋದಲ್ಲ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿನ. ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಒಕ್ಕಲಿಗರ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕನಕಪೀಠದ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುತ್ತೂರು ಮಠದ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲೇ ಕರೆಸಿ ರಾಮ ಮಂದಿರ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಟ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸವಾಲನ್ನ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
As BJP once again raises Hindutva pitch in the state, it seems the party is literally fighting the elections Ram Bharose. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, let's get you details of that big hearing in the Supreme Court today on the Haldwani demolition case. As we speak, the protests continue. You see women coming together, staging a sit-in protest. It's being referred to as a rerun of the Shaheen Bagh agitation. This comes after the Uttarakhand High Court's order to vacate 29 acres of railway land in Haldwani. That means 4,000 odd families have been asked to evict or face demolition in a matter of 1 week. So they're counting on the Supreme Court giving them some relief. Ankit is joining us live right now from Haldwani with the latest details. Ankit, get us the sense of, how the protests continue right now in Haldwani. They're of course counting on some relief from the Supreme Court.
Yes, with a gleam of hope, people over here are looking at Supreme Court with a hope that the judgment will come in and they will get relief for some sort. Because you can see the area over here, people are compelled to live in tattered conditions, and this is a poverty-stricken area where the basic facilities, the basic amenities is not reaching people, and they are staring at becoming homeless as of now. So you can see this area. This is Gafoor Basti in Haldwani, in Banbulpura area of Haldwani. And as you can see, women are gathered over here. They have toddlers, children, and they have to take care of them. There's dearth of basic facilities like food, water, and shelter as well. The shelters are not up to the mark. They cannot save from winters, and they are yet to live in an impoverished condition as of now, Asmita.
All right, Ankit, getting us that live report there showing how people are continuing to stage a stir right now. You can see that many of these women are seated, women and children particularly, are leading the agitation right now against the Uttarakhand High Court order. If you look at the High Court order, Ankit, based on that, which gave them 1 week's time to go ahead and evict, what date is the demolition scheduled for?
Akshita, the demolition is scheduled for 7th of January, and the administration is preparing for the encroachment drive, though the Supreme Court judgment is yet to arrive. But as per the High Court order, they are in view that they're going to run an encroachment drive. They have called in for paramilitary forces as well. So people are living in fear that what will happen if Supreme Court also holds the same judgment as High Court passed in recent days. So protest is here, and you can see a lot of people over here are gathering since morning. They are discussing about what's going to happen in future, how the future lays, because there are young children as well who are studying in Banbulpura area. There's a high school, there's a government school as well, there's a government hospital as well. Yet people don't have toilets, they don't have sanitation facilities. They are forced to go to railway tracks for toilet and bathing as well. So this is obviously a very rare condition.
It's a sorry state of affairs. It's a sorry state of affairs.
Yeah.
But the reality is that this is railway land. The Uttarakhand High Court has given an order. We'll see what the Supreme Court has to say on this issue. But you can see right now that the women who are staging this protest are also offering prayers. Majority of the people who are living on this railway land are Muslims, and that's why they've come together to stage this agitation. Amit Bharadwaj is joining us live right now from Haldwani. Amit, there have been a lot of references, a lot of comparisons between what's happening in Haldwani to the Shaheen Bagh protest as well.
Well, Akshata, I'm just bringing you the live visuals from the ground zero as to what is unfolding in Haldwani right now. The stage like this one has been set up at least 1 dozen sites in 5 neighborhoods of Haldwani's Banbulpura, where mass prayers are being offered by the people from the Muslim community, and this prayer is being offered right ahead of the Supreme Court hearing, in which the Uttarakhand High Court's order is all set to be challenged by the 11 petitioners from Banbulpura. Now, Uttarakhand High Court in December 2022 had ordered that after giving 1 week notice, all encroachments in Banbulpura should be removed by the railway, and the local administration was asked to help. The paramilitary forces was also, it was told by to the railway that if need be, paramilitary forces should be involved. But today, these exclusive visuals are coming from Ground Zero on India Today, that people in big numbers are offering prayers right before the Supreme Court hearing, and they are offering duas, believing that on one side, may the God listen to their dua, their prayer, and on the other side, they get power to put their arguments forward in Supreme Court so that they get some sort of relief from the Uttarakhand High Court's demolition order. Now, political angles have unfolded in this chapter as well. Yesterday we saw Samajwadi Party delegation was in Banbulpura. S.T. Hassan, who is MP from Samajwadi Party, he had led the delegation, and in fact had told India Today in exclusive conversation that Samajwadi Party has roped in 3 top lawyers in order to argue for the people of Banbulpura. And in fact, they are also trying to meet the Chief Minister of the state.
Okay, Amit, just explain something to me. As these protests continue, at the end of the day, the law is the law. This is encroached land, it's railway land. And the Uttarakhand High Court has also ruled that this is very much railway land. So what is the contention with which these residents have gone to the Supreme Court? What's their basic argument here?
Well, Akshata, be it any case, people have all the right to, challenge the order given by the lower courts, and then, any order given by even by the High Court. And that is what people of Banbulpura are doing right now. They have challenged the order given by the Uttarakhand High Court in the Supreme Court. Now, what they are saying is that, they have been living on these lands for past several decades. Now, we have also met several other families who claim that they have been living here for 3 to 4 generations, which means that the railways claim, as per them, is disputed. And they are also saying that in the initial order, the railway had claimed its authority over nearly 29 acres of land, which has now extended to 78 acres of land. Now, even if you speak to the locals here, they would say that, you know, Gafur Basti is something that that is under the question and which is facing the real threat of demolition. And it is the new order because of which all these areas where you have pakka makans, pakka houses, multi-story buildings, government establishments such as government schools, inter-college, waterhead tank, as well as old mosques and temples. So they are saying that if they are living on enclosed land, how come the government had built schools and inter-college and medical health care set up out here in 5 neighborhoods of Banbulpura? That is their central argument. And Akshita, they are also going to argue, that the dispute is between the state government and the railway. And they claim that many of the people who have been living here for decades are living on Nazul land, which is primarily a government land, and there's a common practice that you will witness in Uttarakhand, that many of the people who live in the Tarai region and several districts of Uttarakhand have been living on Nazul land, government land for years and decades. And that is why the Uttarakhand government had to bring in Nazul Niti, Nazul policy in 2021, giving an opportunity to such occupiers to get freehold lease of such land. And it was rolled out in 2021 itself. Now these people who are living in Banbulpura argue that they were not able to get benefit under that law, under that policy, because they were told that their matter is sub judice in the Uttarakhand High Court.
We'll see how this plays out in the Supreme Court. Thanks, Amit, for getting us all of those details. Let's get you a quick breaking update. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has met with Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. Remember that Nadella is currently in India. This meeting happened in the national capital. Satya Nadella has put out a picture from his meeting with Prime Minister Modi and also tweeted, and I quote, "It's inspiring to see the government's deep focus on sustainable and inclusive economic growth led by digital transformation. We're looking forward to helping India realize the Digital India vision and be a light for the world." Satya Nadella has been on this crucial tour of the country. He's been addressing several events in Mumbai as well. Earlier met with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and now met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. And you can catch all the details of that meet between Prime Minister Modi and Satya Nadella on our website indiatoday.in. You can also download the India Today app. I'll be joining you with the headlines in just a bit.
Armed with facts, she takes the news by its horns.
Do you think the future of these students are not hampered?
Fierce, bold and direct, setting the tone for the biggest stories. From every corner and every angle. Expect nothing but the unfiltered truth.
News first, niceties later. Watch me, Nabila Jamal, on India Today.
A B.Tech graduate in Madhya Pradesh is scripting a success story in dairy farming. Anil Patidar from Modi village, located 45 kilometers away from Agar Malwa district headquarters, chose to stay close to his roots and started his dairy in 2018.
मैंने सन 2014 में बीटेक किया है आरजीपी यूनिवर्सिटी भोपाल से, और आज मेरे पास, मैंने सोचा पहले कि जॉब में तो खुद का बिजनेस रहेगा नहीं, दूसरों के अंडर में काम करना पड़ेगा। मैंने डेयरी फार्म स्टार्ट किया, 8 गायों से मैंने शुरुआत की और आज मेरे पास 100 से 105 गायें हैं।
From cutting fodder to milking cows, Patidar relies on machines to manage his business. The venture that started with 4 cows now has more than 100. The business, he claims, is making big profit.
मेरे पास 600 से 700 लीटर दूध पर डे का रहता है।
कितना होता है आमदनी क्या?
अब इसमें सर 60-40 का रेशियो रहता है। मान लो जैसे कि 600 लीटर दूध है, 40 रुपये लीटर के हिसाब से जोड़ा अपन ने, तो 24,000 का दूध हुआ। तो इसमें 60% मेरी इनकम है और 40% मेरा। हाँ।
Patidar claims one of the reasons to start his own dairy was to supply unadulterated milk. He claims many in the region are following his footsteps. Bureau Report, India Today.
You are watching India Today.
Hello and welcome. You're watching India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, getting you all the top stories that we're tracking this hour, beginning with the headlines. 7 videos reveal full Delhi horror. Accused caught on camera abandoning Baleno. Forensic reports to reveal bloody trail. Accused may undergo a lie detector test as well. Ahead of Pathan's release, fringe protests in Ahmedabad theatre once against releasing Shah Rukh Deepika starer. Drunk flyer who urinated on co-passenger on-board Air India flight identified as Shekhar Mishra, a Mumbai-based businessman. Cops now directed to arrest him. Rahul Gandhi's T-shirt in court triggers hot politics. UP Minister probes curious case of Rahul Gandhi, asks what virus is in his body. Countdown to Karnataka 2023 poll begins. JP Nadda leads BJP campaign in the state. Nadda to meet Lingayat CS as well as BJP workers. After Ayodhya, Ram Mandir to rise in Karnataka. Karnataka government to announce Mandir revamp. Chief Minister Yogi likely to lay the foundation stone in March. And let's begin with all the latest updates on that horrific case reported on an Air India flight in the business class of a male passenger urinating on his female co-passenger. We've now tracked down, identified the man who resorted to this kind of a horrific act and got away with it. The drunk flyer who urinated on his co-passenger has been identified as a Mumbai-based businessman called Shekhar Mishra. He's been, in fact, identified now. We're being told that the cops have been directed to arrest him. Remember, this incident happened in November. For a full 1 month, this Mumbai businessman, Shekhar Mishra, got away with it completely scot-free. He's now been put on the no-fly list by Air India for a mere 30 days. Barely enough action being taken against him. But now we're hearing, after India Today highlighted the story, questioned the authorities, the cops are finally going to be taking Shekhar Mishra into custody. He's a Mumbai-based businessman. He's the one in November who got drunk and then urinated on his co-passenger, a senior citizen, a woman in the business class of the aircraft. Shockingly, after he committed this kind of an act, nothing was done. The cabin crew let him off. He managed to deboard without any issues. It's taken a whole month for this incident to come to light, and that too after the victim had actually written to the top brass of Air India seeking action. Now we're being told that Shekhar Mishra, the Mumbai-based businessman, will be taken into custody very soon. He's finally going to be facing action for that terrible act that he committed on board the flight. He's been put on a 30-day no-fly list. That's it. That's the only action that's been taken against him. And there'll be questions about why Air India has let him off so easily with just a 30-day no-fly ban on him. But meanwhile, considering all the pressure and considering India Today has been following up on the story, and now that we've revealed the identity of that man there who urinated on his co-passenger, we're being told that the Mumbai cops are all set to take him into custody. Paulami Saha is joining us with more details on this. Paulami, he's going to be arrested very soon, Shekhar Mishra, that Mumbai businessman. But I want to focus on another aspect here. Why is it that Air India has taken so little action against this man? He urinated on his co-passenger. It's taken a full 1 month for them to actually take cognizance. And even after they have only a 30-day ban on him flying.
Well, as per the rules, Akshita, to begin with, Air India can unilaterally only take so much action. So they've imposed this 30-day flying ban, and they've reported the matter further to the regulator, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation. The DGCA, we've spoken to our sources within the DGCA, they're looking into the matter. They will, of course, speak to the concerned people, including the cabin crew on that flight on November 26 between JFK Airport in New York and Delhi, and also to airline officials before, of course, they take any sort of action against Shekhar Mishra, the Mumbai-based businessman who is accused of having urinated on a female passenger on that Air India flight. So they are, of course, investigating the matter. There is a possibility that he could face further repercussions, penalties for his action. But at the moment, also what we know is that the Delhi police has launched an FIR in this case as well, because it was the JFK Delhi flight. They've launched an FIR in this case. Sections of the IPC 354, 294, 509 and 510 have in fact been imposed on Shekhar Mishra. Also, the Delhi police has formed a team in order to arrest him. Remember, now that he knows that his name is out, it is going to be, possibly a little bit difficult to trace him. He might want to move from one place to the other. He does have an Indian passport. He is a businessman in Mumbai. He's in his 40s, is what we know, and he is accused of this. But also, what is very shocking, Akshita, is the second aspect of what you were asking me about, is about the laxity Air India has shown in dealing with this matter. Now, some sources suggest that Air India may have compromised in this situation, that maybe there was an apology which was issued, it was accepted, and no action was taken. But that is not the way you move forward with any case of an unruly passenger, let alone someone who was inebriated on a flight and, in fact, urinates on a female passenger. They did not act sensitively as per the female passenger in a complaint letter to Town Group Chairman N. Chandrasekharan. They did not act sensitively. They simply asked her to move to a crew seat, which is a much more uncomfortable seat as opposed to the business class, which she was traveling in for a few minutes. They gave her like a fresh pair of pajamas, slippers to change into. They kind of cleaned up that seat and asked her to go back to that seat. And she said it reeked of urine.
That's insane. Then, of course, that's insane. The fact that the Air India cabin crew was so lax about something as terrible as this happening. The woman, as Paulami is telling us here, was asked to go back and sit on the same seat after she told the cabin crew that, she was urinated upon on that seat. She was briefly moved away into the cabin crew seat. The officials, the cabin crew on board, essentially cleaned that seat and they made her sit on the exact same seat. And that's why there are questions right now being asked of Air India, of the cabin crew, on how they let something like this go off so easily. They let the man walk off. They didn't highlight this further. They didn't escalate it. The victim she asked the cabin crew to change her seat. It didn't happen. They essentially cleaned that seat and then told her to go back and sit on the same seat. The victim even told us that she sat on the soiled seat for 2 hours before the cabin crew actually acted. Then she says she was given a narrow crew seat to sit briefly for some time. And after that, they shifted her back into that soiled seat after they claimed that they kind of cleaned it or sanitized it. And Paulomi, there will obviously be questions about what action is being taken against the cabin crew, the errant cabin crew, who refused to note how serious an issue this is, refused to make the victim comfortable even after she complained to them.
Absolutely. Those questions are being raised, and rightly so, because this matter has now been highlighted by the media, and that is only after we've accessed that letter that this female passenger wrote to Tata Group Chairman N. Chandrasekharan. So until she'd written to the group chairman, no action was taken. And that is the absolutely shocking part of this. Air India, of course, says that they formed an internal committee to look into the lapses which may have been committed by their cabin crew. But this is, of course, a matter which is being largely investigated by the DGCA at the moment, because Air India has reported that matter to the DGCA. The DGCA is looking into it, and it remains to be seen if the DGCA acts against the errant crew in this case as well, because clearly the charges, the allegations that have been leveled by this elderly female passenger was definitely extremely traumatized and distraught by this entire episode. The fact that she's reported it and she said, I beg your pardon, that there was complete lack of sensitivity which was shown by the cabin crew, and that the man was allowed to go scot-free until she raised alarm bells about it herself, writing to the topmost official at the company, the group chairman of Tata.
And that's what it took for authorities to finally take note. We're not going to let our eyes off this story. We're going to focus on all the latest updates. Shekhar Mishra is the man who urinated on his female co-passenger. He's a Mumbai-based businessman. And now, after all the outrage, after non-stop coverage by us here on India Today, we're being told that the cops will finally arrest him for what he committed on that Air India flight. Thanks, Paul, for joining us with all of those details. The controversy over Shah Rukh's star Pathaan continues to snowball as now fringe group Bajrang Dal vandalized a mall. This happened in Ahmedabad on Wednesday over the promotion of Pathaan movie. Now they tore down posters of the upcoming film, which is scheduled for release on January 25th. Ahead of the release of the film, the Hindu group created ruckus at the Alpha One Mall in Ahmedabad. Apart from tearing down the posters of the flick, they also warned them against releasing the film in theatres in that mall. Shah Rukh Khan, Deepika Padukone and John Abraham film Pathaan has been in the middle of multiple controversies since the release of its song Besharam Rang. The song, in which Deepika is clad in a saffron-coloured bikini, hasn't gone down well with fringe groups and also right-wing politicians. All of them saying that the words should be tweaked, the scene must be removed, and it's led to this essentially, where the fringe group is resorting to violence and vandalism.
एक गाना फिल्माया गया है, उस गाने के अंदर दीपिका पादुकोण के द्वारा बेशर्म रंग शब्द प्रयोग किया गया है, जिससे सनातन धर्म के सभी भाइयों और बहनों को इससे बहुत ही उनको दुख हुआ है। और ये कारण से बजरंग दल हिंदू समाज के और सनातन धर्म के सम्मान में मैदान में उतरा है और ये फिल्म का विरोध कर रहा है। और ऐसे ही एक शीर्षक पठान जो है वो लव जिहाद को प्रोत्साहन देने वाला शीर्षक है, तो बजरंग दल इसका विरोध करेगा और ऐसी अश्लीलता और भगवे नाम से ये अश्लीलता बिल्कुल बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा।
Saurabh Bhaktania is joining us live from Ahmedabad with more details on this. Any action taken, Saurabh, so far by the authorities against these vandals?
Well, let me tell you, Akshita, that no action has been taken off in this matter as of now. But let me tell you that this particular incident has taken place in one of the biggest mall of Ahmedabad. That's the Alpha One Mall. And there are several multiplex screens available in this particular mall. There was a lot of crowd when yesterday this particular incident took place. Ashita, let me tell you that around 40 to 50 workers of the Bajrang Dal and the VHP actually stormed into this particular mall they actually vandalized the banners, the posters of Pathan movie, which is due to release on 26th of this month. Now they went on to meet the management of the mall as well. They said that in future, no such posters of Pathan movie should be put up in the mall. In fact, even threatened them that the movie should not get released in this particular theater as well. Now, the Bajrang Dal and the VHP workers, when we spoke to them, they said that they object to the Besharam Rang, the song which has been played. It hurts the Hindu sentiments, it creates love jihad and so on. This is a bizarre statement. That is what has been given by the fringe group. But clearly, when they went in, they have now threatened that in further they intensify this entire protest against the movie in entire Gujarat. Police reached the location at the mall. They say that we have not received any formal complaint. There's no FIR in the matter as of now. But in a primary state, they are investigating on matter on their own. But no such complaint as of now, Akshita, and therefore no FIR.
Okay, so no action being taken against these men there who resorted to this kind of an act of vandalizing a mall because they put up Pathan posters, and thereby there'll be questions of what kind of steps are being taken to teach them a lesson. Clearly, as of now, nothing has been done, which means that these fringe groups will only get more emboldened. Thanks, Saurabh, for joining us with all of those details. Let's get you all the latest updates this morning in the Delhi hit and drag case. The accused are now giving contradictory statements, and that's why cops are now going to be seeking permission for a lie detector test to be conducted on all the 5 accused. The officials of Delhi police also chaired a late-night meeting on how to proceed with the investigation in this case. Sources have told India Today that the cops are mapping the route used of the accused, and they're using CCTV footage to do the same. Another CCTV video has meanwhile emerged in which the 5 accused are seen parking the car after dragging 20-year-old Anjali through Delhi's roads. It was at around 1:52 a.m. to be precise, that the accused hit Anjali's scooty, and the CCTV shows that at about 4:52 a.m. the accused abandoned the car in a parking lot. The same car was recovered by the police at around 7 a.m. So at 4:51 exactly, you see the accused parking their car in that parking lot, essentially making an attempt to run away from the spot. 6:49 a.m. is when the cops actually recover the car. So almost 5 hours after the incident took place. Now, another CCTV footage that we accessed actually showed a police PCR van crossing the exact same road through which Anjali was dragged.
जब हमारी बच्चे का दाग लग गया है, क्रियाक्रम अंतिम संस्कार हुआ, उसके बाद ये लड़की आई है सामने। इससे पहले 3 दिन तक कहाँ थी ये? और जब ये हादसा हुआ तो इसमें इतनी इंसानियत नहीं थी कि मैं पहले पुलिस को बताऊं, इसके घर पे जाके बताऊं। आज तू सामने आ रही है। जब डर लग रहा था, अब डर नहीं लग रहा। मदर चौथी इसकी पूरी साजिश थी इस केस में।
निधि ये कहती है कि वो मौकाए वारदात पे थी, तो मुझे लगता है कि निधि अगर वहां पर थी, उसने इतना भयंकर कांड अपनी आंखों से देखा। वो कह रही है गाड़ी आगे गई, पीछे गई, बहुत सारी बातें कह रही है। वो ये भी कह रही है कि वो चिल्ला रही थी, कह रही थी मुझे बचाओ। तो निधि ने दिल्ली पुलिस को क्यों फोन नहीं किया? निधि ने परिजनों से संपर्क करने की कोशिश क्यों नहीं की? तो अगर आपका दोस्त ही राक्षस बन जाता है, और अगर निधि ये कह रही है कि वो भी मौका वारदात पे थी, वो भी उस स्कूटी में थी, तो मैं दिल्ली पुलिस से ये आग्रह करूंगा कि अब ये जो अंजलि के साथ बर्बरता हुई है, इसके अब 5 आरोपी नहीं है सर, अब ये 6 आरोपी हैं।
Rahul Gautam is joining us live from outside Anjali's residence in Mangalpuri of the national capital. Rahul, the family members have been constantly speaking out now, poking holes in all the details the Delhi police has given in the investigation, and also questioning what Anjali's friend Nidhi, the one who was there during the accident, has said.
Well, family is now raising questions over the statement that has been given by Nidhi, saying that Nidhi is herself involved in this larger conspiracy, and in fact they are not convinced, with the ongoing investigation of Delhi police. The family is asking that why didn't she inform them or either the police at that point of time when the incident happened. Now I'm going to show you some pictures here. I'm at the residence of victim, and people are coming here. Obviously, it's a mourning phase for the family because they've just lost their sole breadwinner. And over here, we've been informed that short while from now, the family is also going to speak with media persons, and they're going to come up with their own stance as to are they really happy with the ongoing investigation or not. I must also tell our viewers that the Nidhi, who is the friend of victim here, she has been making these statements that that Anjali, who's the victim here, was under the influence of alcohol, something which has been rejected and dismissed by the family. They are saying that this is being done just to distort the image of victim here. On the other hand, they are also saying that the police should go ahead with the lie detector test, as many accused are giving contradictory statements. Sources are also telling us that while some accused are admitting to the fact that they were aware of this fact that this woman's body was trapped under the car's bonnet, some are denying it and saying that they were not aware and they didn't realize that she was trapped underneath the car. So, this is a situation here. The family is not convinced. They are not satisfied with ongoing investigation. The police would be seeking a more remand, police custody this time, and they would be saying, they would be informing court that there are some dots which needs to be connected at this point of time, and therefore they need police custody at this stage, and they should not be sent to judicial custody. We have to really wait and watch that how things are going to transpire in the court. But one thing is very important here, that the family is saying that Nidhi should also not be given a clean sheet at this point of time.
And remember that at this point, Nidhi has been made a witness in the case. Rahul telling us that the family will be speaking out soon, so we'll track that closely. Thanks for the moment, Rahul. So as this case only continues to get murkier, we've tried to piece together how really this hit and drag unfolded. 7 CCTV images narrate the New Year Delhi horror. And in a way, it's also led to more questions than answers about exactly what transpired that fateful night in the national capital.
India stunned by the New Year hit and run horror in the national capital. 20-year-old Anjali died on the night when police surveillance should have been at its best. But as more and more skeletons stumble out of the closet, the case is getting murkier. This is where it all began. In the CCTV footage, Anjali and Nidhi can be seen coming out of the hotel to a spot where their scooty was parked, but both the girls are seen arguing. But eventually, they rode together with Anjali riding pillion. Moments after that, another CCTV footage shows Anjali driving the scooty and Nidhi riding pillion. Nidhi had claimed Anjali was drunk, a claim which has been rubbished by Anjali's family. In the next set of footage, Anjali's scooter can be seen taking a U-turn and the Baleno blinking the dipper.
Let's get you the latest images that we've accessed here on India Today. This is more CCTV footage that shows how the 5 accused got out of the Baleno vehicle and tried to flee. They took an auto to escape from that spot and dumped the car in a parking lot. We're going to be playing out that entire sequence for you. These are more CCTV images that essentially helps us piece together the exact sequence of events. Now you see on the stretch, there are cars parked. There's also an auto parked. There are men standing there having a chat. What you'll see right now, in moments from now really, is a Baleno that drives up till there and the accused getting out of the car and taking an auto. And this confirms essentially that they knew. They knew that they'd hit Anjali, dragged her for 12 kilometers, and then they tried to escape from the spot to ensure that they don't face any action or any problems. These are the latest CCTV images that we've accessed here on India Today that show how the accused tried to take an auto and get away from that spot, ensure that they don't face any problems either. There, right there is that moment where you see the accused stopping the car. That is the Baleno which they had used. It's a grey color Baleno, and you can see all of them getting out of the vehicle. They were all extremely drunk. You see one person, one of the accused, getting out from the back seat, bending down and checking underneath the car on the left side. The autopsy, the forensic reporters confirmed that Anjali's body was actually stuck on the left side. So you see the accused actually go behind the car and look underneath to see what is there. And that's shocking because look at how calmly they're operating, trying to get away from the spot. Many of them get down, the rest of them drive away to park the car in that parking lot. That CCTV image also that we've shown you from earlier. So the Baleno car drives up to that spot, they get down, they track what's happened, they're checking underneath the vehicle to see what exactly is the damage that's been caused. You can see, in fact, two of them, I think, 2 or 3 of them, I'm not sure, have gotten down. There are 2 people in the car, one who's driving, the other who gets into the front seat, and they take the car away to essentially park it at a parking lot. They too then leave from the spot. You see the other accused then talking to the other men who are standing there with the auto, presumably the auto driver, to get away from the spot. So if at any point the accused claimed that they didn't know that the body was stuck underneath the car, that's clearly untrue because you can see the car stopping, and the moment the car stops, the person sitting in the back seat gets down, walks around, comes to the left side of the car between the front and rear wheel, stands at the back there, peeps underneath to see whether Anjali's remains, to see if Anjali's body is still stuck to the car, and the forensic report has confirmed exactly that. It's on the left side of the car that her body was stuck. So they cannot quite simply claim they did not know. You see that man, I'm not sure if you can notice, but there's one person who walks to the back there and he now gets up. He's bent down, checked what is the damage, checked if Anjali's body is there, gets off and then walks on to the side to catch an auto. There are 2 people left in the car who then drive away to dump the car in a parking lot, and then they too take an auto and get away from the spot. This is at, we're trying to ascertain the exact time of this particular sequence, but this is from 1st January, right after the accident. Remember that it was at about 4:50 a.m. that in fact the accused then parked the car at the parking lot. Let's cut across to live inputs from Rahul Gautam.
तो हमारा सबसे पहला सवाल उनके साथ यही था कि जब 2 जनवरी को अंजलि की माता जी ने ऑलरेडी 302 के लिए बयान दायर कर दिया था, तो अभी तक इस केस को 302 में क्यों नहीं लिया गया, पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज, उस दिन जब दिल्ली पुलिस के आला अफसर वहां पर मौजूद थे तो उनने हमें इस बात का आश्वासन दिया था कि 302 का मुकदमा जो है हमने ऑलरेडी दायर कर लिया है। तो अब अगर दिल्ली पुलिस की
So that's Anjali's family continuing to speak, but I want to focus for the moment on that CCTV that we've accessed here on India Today. You can see a grey Baleno, which is the car in which, in fact, the accused were in, which dragged Anjali's body, stopping there next to an auto. The moment they saw an auto, they stopped very calmly. The accused to get down from the car, very matter of fact, they know exactly what to do. 3 of them get down, 2 of them are still in the car, one the driver, the other who gets into the passenger seat there, and they drive away in the front seat. The person who's seated at the back, there are 3 of them in the back seat, they get down. One person who's on the right side walks up, goes to the back of the car, bends down to see what is the damage, to see if Anjali's body is still stuck. There you go. He bends down to check where Anjali's body is, if it's still there or not, gets up, casually walks away, and they take an auto away from that spot. So if there's anyone who tries to claim right now, and for that matter, if the accused try to claim that they did not know that Anjali's body was stuck there, they've confirmed what the forensic report showed, that Anjali's body was stuck on the left side. They knew it very, very well. He knew exactly where to check for the body. So there's no way that they can now claim that they did not know that Anjali's body was being dragged the way it was, so horrifyingly, for 12 kilometers. They knew exactly what they were doing very clearly, and very matter of fact, they get down from the car, they go ahead and take an auto, and it's clear that they knew exactly what to do, because two of them, one of them seated in the back, gets up, goes to the front seat to sit down there. The rest of them just get down and move on to take the auto. So they planned soon after hitting Anjali, dragging her, how to get away with this crime as well. So let me just break it down for you, frame by frame, as to what's being established from the CCTV footage. You see an auto parked there, men standing by. This is the Baleno car in which the 5 accused are. One by one, they all get down from the vehicle. You see the back doors opening. That man who gets down there, one of them comes to the front seat. The other one in the front seat gets down as well to leave. There's one person, you see this particular man right there, going to the back. He goes to the back with a clear intent of checking what is the damage. He then bends down, sees the left side of the vehicle. It's left side of the vehicle where Anjali's body was stuck. That's been confirmed by the forensic report. 3 of them then get down there to take this auto. They're seen talking to the auto driver very calmly, very matter of fact. 2 of them left in the car, they drive away. The next sequence is CCTV footage we've already accessed of the car being parked at a parking lot, being dumped there, and the 2 of them who continued in fact, the car, they get down and then take an auto out. So this is the next footage. This is the next sequence. 4:51 a.m. 2 of the accused, who I showed you driving away after dropping off 3 of them to take an auto, park the car here. This is between 4:51 and 4:52, going by the CCTV footage timing. They park their car in this parking lot, get down and take an auto. So this is clearly what the 5 men in the car, as drunk as they were, still planned how to get away with this crime. Himanshu is joining us live from that parking lot where the car was found, where the car was abandoned by 2 of the accused. Himanshu, this CCTV footage, the one we're showing right now of them taking an auto, 3 of them getting down, and the next one where they stop at the parking lot. This clearly establishes a couple of things. पहले कि ये जो accused थे, उनको exactly पता था कि क्या plan of action है और कैसे वहां पे गाड़ी छोड़कर भागना है।
बिल्कुल, और सबसे बड़ी बात आप देखिए, इससे क्या लग रहा है कि इतने बड़े एक्सीडेंट करने के बाद, इतनी बुरी तरीके से लड़की की कंडीशन देखने के बाद भी उनके एटीट्यूड और उनका बिहेवियर देखिए, किसी में भी जरा सी घबराहट नहीं दिख रही। वो घबरा करके कोई ऐसी बात नहीं कर रहे, बल्कि साजिश कर रहे। प्लान के तहत वो यहाँ पर पहुंचते हैं, पहले वो रास्ते भर प्लान करते आए। यहाँ पर जब वो पहुंचते हैं तो चूंकि आशुतोष, जिनकी गाड़ी उन्होंने ली थी, उसका घर यहाँ पे पास में है, बिल्कुल ये सामने की सोसाइटी में, तो यहां पर उसकी गाड़ी पार्क होती, तो इस पार्किंग लॉट में वो पहुंचते हैं, ठीक इस जगह पर, और यहां पर वो अपनी गाड़ी, उसकी गाड़ी पार्क करते हैं। ऑटो उन्होंने पहले से ही रुकवा रखा था और उसके बाद वो यहां से 2 लोग आगे की तरफ जाते हैं, आगे सोसाइटी में जाकर के आशुतोष को चाबी देते हैं और उसके बाद फिर यहां से निकलते हैं। और उसके बाद करीब 5 बजे सुबह दिल्ली पुलिस की टीम यहां पर पहुंचती है और उस गाड़ी को यहां से सीज करती है, इस गाड़ी को यहां से बरामद करती है, क्योंकि पुलिस को तब तक सीसीटीवी फुटेज मिल गया था, आई विटनेसेस के अकाउंट थे जिसमें उन्होंने गाड़ी का नंबर क्लियरली पुलिस को बताया था। और पुलिस की टीम जब यहां पर पहुंची तो उसे यहां पर गाड़ी मिली और यहीं से दिल्ली पुलिस ने उस गाड़ी को सीज किया। तो ये पूरा जो सीक्वेंस है वो दिल्ली पुलिस को धीरे धीरे मिलता जा रहा है, धीरे धीरे हर एक चीज क्लियर होती जा रही है। और इसमें दिल्ली पुलिस ने जो सबसे पहले एस्टैब्लिश करने की कोशिश की कि दिल्ली में जब एंटर करते, यानी रात में जब 5 ने गाड़ी ली और दिल्ली से बाहर जब गए थे मुरथल की तरफ, और वहां से जब वो लौट रहे थे, तो दिल्ली में उनका रूट क्या था, किस तरीके से वो सुल्तानपुरी पहुंचे। 2:05 पर जब एक्सीडेंट हुआ तो एक्सीडेंट के वक्त उन्होंने पहले पुलिस को यह बताया कि वो मनोज मित्तल, जो कि एक्सीडेंट वाली जगह से उसका घर बेहद करीब है, उसके घर उसको ड्रॉप करने जा रहे थे। और अगर ये था तो एक्सीडेंट के बाद वो फिर आखिर 10 से 12 किलोमीटर पूरा कंझावला की तरफ वो क्यों घूमने गए? क्या उन्हें अच्छे तरीके से पता था कि क्या अंजलि की बॉडी कार में फंसी हुई है? और उसके बाद वो किस रूट से यहाँ इस पार्किंग तक पहुंचे और इस दौरान उन सब ने क्या क्या तैयारियां की थी, क्या क्या आपस में बात की और किस तरीके से अपने इस पूरी करतूत को छिपाने की कोशिश की, किस तरीके से खुद को बचाने की कोशिश की, ये अब एक एक करके परतें खुलने लगी हैं। ये इंपॉर्टेंट जगह है जहां से पुलिस ने उस गाड़ी को सीज किया था, यहीं से, और 2 बार फोरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट उस गाड़ी की जांच कर चुके हैं। ये जो इलाका है ये विजय विहार का इलाका है जहां पर इस वक्त हम मौजूद है। जो आशुतोष जिनकी गाड़ी थी उनके घर के करीब का ये पार्किंग लॉट है जहां पर गाड़ियां पार्क होती हैं। दरअसल यहाँ पर जो घर है देखिए वो
Himanshu gets us this report. Himanshu, बने रहिए हमारे साथ. There's zero remorse in the body language of the accused. I'll tell you why I'm saying that. I want to explain to you this CCTV footage from the beginning where you see an auto parked here. You see men standing and chatting. This Baleno, this car which dragged Anjali for 12 kilometers stops. The accused, very matter of fact by the way, they open their car doors. All of them get down one after another. One of them then comes to the front seat because 2 of them continue to remain. I want you to focus on that man there. He gets down, looks underneath the car on the left side. The forensic report has confirmed, by the way, that Anjali's body was stuck on this side. He looks down, checks the damage, checks if the body is still there, then gets out, and 3 of them stand this side to take this auto. One person then gets into the front seat along with the driver and drives away to the spot from where Himanshu is currently reporting, from that parking lot where the car was dumped, and then these other 2 also joined the 3 other accused in that auto to get away. Mind you, all the 5 men are drunk. They're in an inebriated condition. They claim they didn't know that they had dragged this body. But this CCTV footage is proof, 1, that they knew exactly what they were doing after the accident to try and get away with this crime, with this hit and drag. Second, they knew that Anjali's body was stuck, because you can see, and I again want to highlight this man here, one of the accused, who gets down, very matter of fact, walks to the other side, bends down to check the damage on this side to see if Anjali's body is still there on the left side of the vehicle. He gets up, gets onto that side, and there's one person who gets into the car to go ahead and accompany the driver all the way to the parking lot. They may have been drunk, but they knew exactly what they were doing when they tried to get away with this crime. They also knew exactly where the body was stuck in the Baleno. Remember, the forensic report has confirmed that it was the left side of the car where the body was stuck. And the accused who gets down, walks all the way around to check underneath the car, thereby confirms that they knew exactly how they had dragged Anjali's body for 12 kilometers. I want to take this back across to Himanshu Mishra. He's reporting from the spot where the car was dumped by the accused. Himanshu, जहां आप हो, ये कितना दूरी है घटने के लोकेशन से?
तकरीबन 3 किलोमीटर के आसपास ये डिस्टेंस है जहां पर वो एक्सीडेंट हुआ, लेकिन वहां से ये सीधे यहां पर नहीं पहुंचते हैं। जहां पर एक्सीडेंट हुआ उसके बाद फिर वो अगले 3 थानों को क्रॉस करते हुए अमन विहार और दूसरे थानों से होते हुए वो कंझावला की तरफ पहुंचते हैं, और कंझावला जहां पर बॉडी पाई गई थी, जहां पर वो वीडियो किसी ने राहगीर ने बनाया था, वहां से होते हुए फिर ये वापस आते हैं, और वापस यहां पर आकर के सुबह तकरीबन 4 बजे के आसपास वो गाड़ी यहां पर खड़ी करते हैं। गाड़ी यहां पर वो पार्क करते हैं, आशुतोष के पास जाते हैं, चाबी देते हैं, और उसके बाद फिर वो आगे जो ऑटो था वो उससे सब निकल जाते हैं, पांचों अपने अपने घर पहुंच जाते हैं। लेकिन क्योंकि 5 बजे के तकरीबन, क्योंकि 1 घंटे के बाद पुलिस यहां पर पहुंचती है सुबह 5 बजे के आसपास, और पुलिस ने यहां से सबसे पहले गाड़ी सीज की, और पुलिस को गाड़ी मालिक के जरिए ही ये पता लगा कि ये गाड़ी किसने मांगी हुई थी, और उसके बाद एक एक कर पुलिस को 5 नाम मिले, और पुलिस ने एक एक कर फिर उन 5 को गिरफ्तार किया, और उसके बाद उन सभी के साथ पुलिस जो है लगातार इस केस को इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है, इसके बारे में पूछताछ कर रही है। सबसे बड़ी बात, इन 5 से अलग अलग भी पुलिस ने पूछताछ की, और फिर इन 5 को सामने आमने बिठा करके भी पूछताछ की, तो इनके बयानों में कुछ विरोधाभास भी नजर आया है। इसी वजह से पुलिस को शक है कि ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन को घुमाने की कोशिश न कर रहे हो, और पुलिस हर एंगल से इस पूरे मामले की जांच कर रही है। दरअसल पुलिस के गले या इन्वेस्टिगेशन या किसी के भी गले ये बात नहीं उतर रही है कि 12 किलोमीटर तक वो गाड़ी चलती रहे और वो लड़की नीचे फंसी रहे, और जो गाड़ी में बैठे लोग हैं उन्हें पता न चले, वो भी उस कंडीशन में जबकि रास्ते में पीसीआर कॉल होती है, लोग शोर मचाकर रोकने की भी 1-2 जगह कोशिश करते हैं, बताने की कोशिश करते हैं, और उसके बावजूद ये बात उन्हें पता न चले। तो इसलिए पुलिस इस चीज को मान के चल रही है कि इनमें जरूर किसी को, लेकिन वो पहला शख्स कौन था जिसको इसके बारे में पता चला और उसने जब बताया गाड़ी में, तो गाड़ी में बैठे या ड्राइवर का, क्योंकि यहाँ पर ड्राइवर का रोल इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है कि उसने आखिर गाड़ी क्यों नहीं रोकी, और उसके बाद जब वो वहां से भागे तो उन्होंने क्या प्लान किया था, क्या साजिश की थी, और इसके अलावा कोई और भी तो शख्स नहीं है जिसको इन्होंने बताया हो और जिसने इस पूरे क्राइम को छिपा कर रखा, पुलिस को नहीं बताया वक्त रहते। जी
Anshu getting us the latest updates there from the parking lot where the car was found by the cops. It was right after the sequence that we're showing you, and I want to play that out for you again, where the accused, 3 of them, are seen getting out of the car after checking the damage underneath the vehicle. They then get out of the car, very matter of fact, know exactly what to do. They get out, walk to the side. 2 of them are still in the car. One is the driver, the other comes to sit in the front seat. They take the car to the location that Himanshu has been reporting from that parking lot. They dump the car there. But these 3 accused, you see them talking to the 2 men who are standing on the side. They then get into the auto and go away from the spot. The clear intention to flee, to ensure that they're not seen in the vehicle. But thanks to the CCTV images that have emerged from New Year, it shows exactly and helps us really piece together how this entire crime took place and how the accused attempted to get away from the spot. Very calm, very coolly walking away from that spot. They knew exactly what to do. They'd clearly planned this. As soon as they hit Anjali, they decided that 3 of them will get into their auto, 2 will drop off the car, and they too will get in soon after that. 2 of them are seen, 3 of them in fact, get into the auto to get away from that spot, and this is right before 2 of the accused park the car in a parking lot, dump the car essentially there. So this is the full sequence that we're showing you right now. This essentially goes into all of the other CCTV images that we have and will greatly help the cops in piecing together the exact sequence of events. And this CCTV image, this footage is going to prove to be extreme big trouble for the accused, because it shows one of them checking underneath the car to see if Anjali's body is still there. So all this while they claim they didn't know that they were dragging Anjali's body, that's clearly not the case, because this footage shows one of them very clearly with the intention of finding out if Anjali's body is still stuck there, gets down, goes to the left side of the car, which, by the way, the forensic report has confirmed that the body was stuck to the left side of the car. He gets down, goes to that side, checks underneath to see if Anjali's body is still there, then walks away. 3 of them out of the 5 in the car get down, catch that auto, talk to the auto driver, take the auto and flee from the spot. The other 2 who are in the car still, the driver as well as the other accused who gets into the front seat, they drive the car to a close by location, to in fact the parking lot, which is next to the owner of the car's residence. Remember, this car isn't owned by any of the 5 accused, it's owned by someone else. So they drop off the car there, then they too take an auto and flee from the spot. But it's all of these CCTV images that essentially help the cops to also find exactly where the car was dumped. ये जो CCTV image हमारे पास है हिमांशु, ये तो confirm करता है कि जो accused थे कार में, उनको पता था कि अंजलि के बॉडी ड्रैग कर रहे थे, इसलिए एक accused जब गाड़ी के बाहर निकलता है, लेफ्ट साइड को जाता है, नीचे देखता है कि अभी भी बॉडी है कि नहीं गाड़ी में।
बिल्कुल, देखिए, और यही वजह है, कहीं ना कहीं पुलिस को इस बात का शक है, लेकिन पुलिस इस चीज को एस्टैब्लिश करना चाहती है कि जिस वक्त ये एक्सीडेंट हुआ, क्या उसी वक्त इनको पता चल गया था कि अंजलि फंस गई है और उसके बावजूद इन्होंने गाड़ी को स्पीड दी, गाड़ी को वहां से भगाया, या फिर रास्ते में इन्हें थोड़ी देर के बाद इस बात का एहसास हुआ। इस चीज को पुलिस जो पूरी घटनाक्रम है उसके एक एक सेकेंड को पुलिस एस्टैब्लिश करना, उसको इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है कि जब दिल्ली में एंटर होते हैं और जब 2:05 या 2:06 के आसपास जब एक्सीडेंट होता है, तो उसके बाद इनकी मूवमेंट क्या थी, पांचों के आपस में बातचीत क्या थी, और यही वजह है कि पांचों के अलग अलग स्टेटमेंट लिए गए और फिर एक दूसरे के सामने बिठा के स्टेटमेंट लिए गए, और उसके बाद फॉरेंसिक रिपोर्ट इस पूरे मामले में बेहद अहम साबित हो जाता है। तो इन सारी चीजों को मिला करके पुलिस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन आगे बढ़ रही है। आज कोर्ट में इन पांचों को पेश किया जाएगा, जहां पूरी उम्मीद है कि दिल्ली पुलिस और रिमांड की मांग करेगी, क्योंकि ये कहीं न कहीं जो पूरी इन्वेस्टिगेशन है उसको गुमराह करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, और कुछ ऐसी चीजें हैं जो अभी तक इन पांचों ने सही पुलिस को नहीं बताया है। अब इस मामले में 23 सीसीटीवी जो पहले पुलिस के हाथ लगे थे और उसके बाद कुछ और सीसीटीवी पुलिस के हाथ लगे हैं, उनको पुलिस कोलैबोरेट कर रही है। उनके फ्रेम, एक एक फ्रेम को पुलिस चेक कर रही है, जांच कर रही है। फिर इसके बाद जिन लोगों ने पीसीआर कॉल दिल्ली पुलिस को की थी उस रात, उन लोगों के स्टेटमेंट पुलिस ने रजिस्टर किए हैं और उस वक्त गाड़ी में वो ये समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जब उन्होंने गाड़ी देखी थी तो जो अंदर लोग बैठे थे वो उनके बिहेवियर क्या थे, क्या म्यूजिक चल रहा था, कोई शीशा खुला था या नहीं खुला था, क्या कंडीशन थी। तो इस तरीके के भी पुलिस बारीकी से इस पूरे मामले को इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है, एक एक चीज समझने की कोशिश कर रही है। और आज जब कोर्ट में पुलिस पहुंचेगी तो एक तो जो फोरेंसिक रिपोर्ट का कुछ हिस्सा दिल्ली पुलिस को मिला है, लेकिन कल चूंकि एक बार और से फोरेंसिक की टीम पहुंची थी, गाड़ी को थाने में उन्होंने फिर से उसकी जांच की थी, तो उसकी जो रिपोर्ट है वो जब तक नहीं आ जाती तब तक पुलिस वेट करेगी और इनसे और पूछताछ होगी। और पूछताछ में सबसे बड़ी चीज यही है कि इन्होंने 2:05 से लेकर के सुबह 5 बजे तक जब पुलिस की टीम यहां पहुंची और जब तक इन तक पहुंची तो इन्होंने कितने लोगों से बात की, क्या बताया, क्या छिपाया, ये बेहद महत्वपूर्ण हो जाता है। इसलिए पुलिस आगे ये भी देखेगी कि अगर किसी ने कुछ छिपाया है, जानते हुए भी पुलिस को पूरी सच नहीं बताया, तो उसे भी पुलिस आगे पकड़ सकती है। जी।
Okay, Himanshu getting us those details. I just want to highlight what you're seeing on your screens. Left side is when the Baleno car arrives there and 3 of the accused get down. One of them checking also underneath the car to see if the body is still stuck to the wheels or not. 3 of them get down. The other gets into the front seat and drives away. On the right of your screens is how the 3 accused who are left behind by the Baleno talk to the auto driver, catch that auto and flee from the spot. So that's the exact sequence. We've broken it down in 2 frames for you to get you the big takeaways from that footage that we've now accessed here on India Today that show you how the accused elaborately planned their exit strategy as well. They attempt to flee from the crime spot to also leave behind their evidence, which was of course the car, and go away from the spot as soon as possible. I'd like to again highlight that as per the Delhi police, all 5 were intoxicated, they were inebriated, but clearly not so drunk that they couldn't plan their escape route. Let's cut across to more breaking news coming in. Anjali's family has now spoken out saying that they're not satisfied with the investigation and have raised questions demanding that Nidhi, Anjali's friend, should be made accused number 6. All 5 accused, according to Anjali's family, should be charged with murder and Nidhi should be charged with culpable homicide. Let's cut across live to the family's reaction.
जो अंजलि के मामा जी हैं प्रेम जी, वो एक ज्ञापन सुल्तानपुरी पुलिस स्टेशन को देंगे कि अब इस केस में जो भी केस चले वो 5 लोगों पे ना चले, 6 लोगों पे चले। और जो छठा इसमें मुजरिम है वो खुद ब खुद निधि है। निधि पे 304 की धारा लगे और बाकी 5 पे 302 की धारा लगे, ये परिवार जो है मांग करता है। कल काफी सवाल, क्योंकि सर जब 90 सेकंड की जो केस दिल्ली का नहीं पूरे भारत का इतना बड़ा केस है, अंजलि का जो बर्बरता जो उसके साथ हुई है, क्यों दिल्ली पुलिस 90 सेकंड की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके तुरंत उठ जाती है? क्यों वो मीडिया के सवालों के जवाब नहीं दे पाती? कल अनऑफिशियल वे में कुछ सवाल मैंने एसएचओ साहब से पूछे कि सर जो 5 अक्यूज्ड हैं उनसे आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं, उनने आपको इस मैटर के बारे में क्या बताया है? तो एसएचओ साहब का यही कहना है कि हम उन्हें बार बार लोकेशन पे ले जा रहे हैं, उनसे पूछ रहे हैं क्या हुआ था, कैसे हुआ था। मैंने निधि के बारे में भी उनसे पूछा कि पुलिस को ऐसी क्या जल्दबाजी लगी थी कि तुरंत जो है निधि उन्हें मिल भी जाती है और 164 में मजिस्ट्रेट के बयान भी हो जाते हैं। तो ये सब चीज जो है ये अब मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि दिल्ली पुलिस की कार्यप्रणाली पे शक पैदा करती है। मैं दिल्ली पुलिस को यही कहूंगा, मैं भारत सरकार, अमित शाह जी, मोदी जी से ये निवेदन करता हूं कि सर इस मैटर को आप ये मान के चलिए कि महिला सुरक्षा का मैटर नहीं है, ये आपकी छोटी बहन का मैटर है और इसमें इंसाफ मिले। क्योंकि अब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि कुछ गुत्थी दिल्ली पुलिस ने सुलझा ली है, पर बहुत सारी सीसीटीवी फुटेज शायद वो ओपन नहीं कर रहे हैं और इस पूरे मामले को सिर्फ एक एक्सीडेंट का रूप देने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
निधि पर आप 302 की मांग कर रहे हैं, 304?
नहीं सर, निधि पे हम 304 की मांग कर रहे हैं और बाकी 5 आरोपियों पे हम 302 की मांग कर रहे हैं। और इसका मेन पर्पस सर हमारा ये है, अगर निधि ये कहती है कि मैं मौका वारदात पे मौजूद थी, मैंने देखा कि कैसे कार उसके ऊपर पहले घुसी, फिर उसने आगे होने का कोशिश की, कार ने फिर पीछे, तो ये सब अगर वो अपनी आंखों से देख रही थी। सर मुझे एक बात बताइए, निधि सामने आके कहती है कि उसका पैर एक्सेल में फंस गया था, यही सब उसने मीडिया में कहा है। सर शी इज अ स्क्रिप्टेड हीरोइन इन दिस फिल्म। सर ये सब बात, मतलब इतनी बुरी स्थिति थी, उसकी सहेली, जिंदा सहेली जो 2 मिनट पहले तक जिंदा थी, वो सडनली कार में फंस गई और निधि को यह भी पता है कि उसका पैर एक्सेल में फंस गया। अरे बड़े बड़े फॉरेंसिक वाले, बड़े बड़े मीडिया वाले, बड़े बड़े पुलिस वाले, कल मुझे पता चला कि जब यहाँ पे जो अमित शाह जी के डिपार्टमेंट से जो स्पेशल सीपी, क्या शालिनी नाम है उनका, शालिनी सिंह मैडम आई थी, तो यहाँ डीसीपी वगैरह आए थे, उनने बलेनो कार में अंदर घुसने की कोशिश की। तो मुझे अब ये जो मामला लग रहा है, ये मर्डर का मामला तो है ही है, बट ये सुयोजित मर्डर है, क्योंकि मुझे ये सर एक लॉजिकल नहीं लग रहा ना, कैसे एक 5 फीट 2 इंच की बॉडी बलेनो कार में, जिसका
So Anjali's family there speaking out, demanding action against Nidhi, Anjali's friend, saying she too must be booked. She should be named as the accused number 6 in this case. Let's now also focus on the political war that's broken out on the sidelines of the investigation into the Delhi hit and try case. The BJP has now fired a fresh attack against the Aam Aadmi Party and blamed the Delhi government's liquor policy. BJP's IT cell chief Amit Malviya said that the liquor policy, which was brought in by the Kejriwal government and then withdrawn amid all of that controversy, according to Malviya, pushed youngsters into binge drinking. He's then contended that as a result of this binge drinking, 5 drunk men dragged Anjali under their car for 12 kilometers and didn't realize what they were up to. BJP's Kapil Mishra has also targeted Kejriwal. The Aam Aadmi Party is yet to respond to these charges.
आप देखिए कंझावला में स्कूटी में जा रही लड़कियां नशे में धुत, कार में बैठे लड़के नशे में धुत, और ये सब 25 साल से कम उम्र के लड़के लड़कियां हैं। दिल्ली में ड्रिंकिंग एज 25 साल है। इनको शराब कहां से मिली? क्या ये अपराध नहीं हुआ? जब दिल्ली में जगह जगह अरविंद केजरीवाल और मनीष सिसोदिया ठेके खुलवा रहे थे, तब भी हम ये कह रहे थे कि ये शराब की नदियां जो आप बहा रहे हो दिल्ली में, ये दिल्ली की बेटियों के लिए बहुत महंगी साबित होंगी। आज आप पांडव नगर में देखें, आदर्श नगर में देखें, कंझावला में देखें, हर तरफ जो अपराध हो रहा है, इसके पीछे कारण क्या है? ये ठेके।
So away from the politics, let's again play out for you the latest CCTV images, the latest CCTV footage that we've accessed, which shows that this wasn't a hit-and-run case. It was clearly a crime in which the accused tried to get away as well. And you can see right there the Baleno, and the 2 frames that we're showing you is first the Baleno stopping by that auto, 3 of the accused getting down. 1 of them comes to the front seat to sit next to the driver. The person who gets down first actually goes to the back of the car to check underneath if Anjali's body is still stuck there. Very calmly, fully collected, know what they're doing. They get down, 3 of them walk towards the 2 men standing on the side. 2 people still in the car drive away. The next set of footage, which you see on the right, the next sequence, which is important here, is 3 of them get into that auto that's parked, that's stationary on the side of the road, and then they flee from the spot. Clear intention to dump the car and ensure that they're not caught. But it's because of these CCTV images and all the other CCTV footages, 7 of them in total that we've accessed here on India Today, that they finally were nabbed by the cops. 3 of them get down. You can see 1 of them checking under the car, then walking by to talk to the auto driver. 2 of them drive away with the vehicle to park it very close by at a parking lot close to the owner's house. This car wasn't owned by any of the accused in the vehicle when the accident took place. Then they drive away and soon after, 3 of the accused seen talking to the auto driver get into the vehicle and go away from that spot. After that, the next sequence is of the car being dropped off at a parking lot, and the 2 others who were in the vehicle who dropped off the car, they also get down, hail an auto and go away from the spot. And that's how They fled. That's how they ran away from the crime scene. And at any point, if the accused tried to claim that they didn't know they were dragging Anjali's body, we had loud music, we couldn't hear anything, that's clearly untrue, because this is the clincher here of the accused getting down, going to the back of the car, checking underneath to see if there are any remains of Anjali's body that they're still dragging. I'm slipping into a short break here on India Today. We're going to continue getting you all the latest on this case as one twist after another emerges. We're breaking down all the latest CCTV footage. Stay with us.
You are watching India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Bhanbulpura in Haldwani is home to over 4,000 people living in unauthorized colonies. The Nainital High Court has ordered demolition of the illegal colonies on railway land. The administration plans to implement the order.
माननीय उच्च न्यायालय के द्वारा एक आदेश दिया गया है और उस आदेश का अनुपालन कितने प्रभावी तरीके से और अच्छी प्रकार से हो उसके लिए रेलवे के साथ एक समन्वय बैठक थी और उसमें निरीक्षण भी किया गया है पॉइंट्स का और पूरे स्थल को देखा भी गया है.
Angry residents of the area are out on the streets protesting against the clearance of encroachments. Many of them say that their families have been living in the area for generations now.
हमारे घर तोड़े जा रहे हैं और हमारा स्कूल भी तोड़ा जा रहा है. हम कहाँ जाएंगे? हम छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं. हमारा घर टूट जाएगा तो हम कहाँ रहेंगे?
The residents allege they are being subjected to mental harassment by the police and administration.
ये जो उखाड़ने के लिए बस्ती बार बार हमारे ऊपर इन लोग गरीब आदमी के ऊपर तलवार टांग देते हैं. वो हर 6 महीने में तलवार टांगते हैं. ये बहुत गलत बात है. केंद्र की भी, प्रशासन की भी, सबकी बहुत बुरा हाल है यहाँ के लोगों का. ये अपने बच्चों को लेके कहाँ जाएंगे, कैसे बसेंगे, कैसे क्या करेंगे?
The protesters are demanding the government provide them housing if they are evicted. The local administration too has many questions to answer. The most important one being, why were these illegal colonies allowed to come up in the first place? With Rahul Singh Dharamwal from Haldwani, Bureau Report, India Today.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Good afternoon. You're watching Lunch Break here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal, getting you all the top stories. Our focus remains on the Delhi hit and drag. Fresh CCTV footage showing how the accused dumped their car and fled from the site. We'll be getting you more on that. The headlines first. New CCTV footage of Delhi hit and drag shows how accused tried to flee after the crime. They're seen checking under the car for Anjali's body, catch auto and dump the car in a parking lot. Drunk flyer who urinated on co-passenger on Air India flight identified as a Mumbai-based businessman Shekhar Mishra. Cops directed now to arrest him. Supreme Court to decide on Haldwani demolition notice today. Protests rage on by locals as women and children hold mass prayers against eviction notice from the Uttarakhand High Court. Ahead of Pathan's release, fringe groups protested in Ahmedabad theatre warn against releasing Shah Rukh Deepika Stara. Rahul Gandhi's t-shirt and cold triggers hot politics. UP minister probes curious case of Rahul Gandhi. Asks what virus is in Rahul's body. And the countdown is on to the Karnataka 2023 election. JP Nadda leads the BJP campaign, will meet Lingayat Siyas as well as BJP workers. Let's begin with a news break coming in on the violence that was witnessed in Bengaluru, in KG Halli and DJ Halli. Now the investigation, the magisterial inquiry has concluded that it was members of the SDPI who were directly involved in the 2020 riots that broke out in Bengaluru. Now according to the inquiry report, the political wing of the banned PFI outfit acted like a terrorist gang and conspired to strike terror among the minds of people and police authorities. So strong language used against the SDPI, holding them directly culpable for what happened. Nagarjun Dwarkanath is joining us with more details on this. Nagarjun, time and again, authorities highlighted the PFI's role and link to the 2020 violence that broke out in Bengaluru. Now the inquiry report saying that the SDPI acted like a terror gang.
That is true, Akshita, and remember, this is a magisterial inquiry after the firing was done. Police had opened fire during the riot, controlled the riots. There was stone pelting on the police station as well. The government had ordered then a magisterial inquiry in the firing. In the subsequent investigation, the inquiry report says that the SDPI members tried to behave like a terrorist organization, tried to provoke people in indulging in arson and pelting stones, and also trying to terrify people and instill fear among the people's mind and people's heart. This was the main agenda of SDPI workers there. We know what SDPI, a political outfit, did. It has still not been banned. Only the PFI has been banned as of now. But I just spoke to the Home Minister too. He said action will be initiated further if there's any evidence. But we will also go through the inquiry report completely. But it is true that the inquiry report says the words stating that SDPI members behaved like a terrorist organization, trying to terrify people during the DJ Halli and KG Halli riots in Bengaluru.
All right, Nagarjun, thank you for joining us with all of those details. Let's get you the latest updates on the Delhi hit and drag. We've accessed another CCTV footage, an extremely telling one from outside the parking lot where the accused dumped their car. In the latest footage, the accused after the crime can be seen abandoning the car in the parking lot in Rohini and fleeing from the spot in an auto. Before that, before they dump the car stops where there's an auto parked on the side. 3 of them get out of the car. One of the accused is even seen bending and checking underneath the left side of the car for the body. And remember, the forensic report has confirmed that it's on the left side of the car that the body was stuck. So at any point, if the accused try to claim they didn't know that they were dragging Anjali's body for 12 kilometers, that has been busted by this CCTV footage that's emerged. Now, soon after this, 3 of the accused get into the auto and flee. The next sequence that we have is from the CCTV inside the parking lot where the accused parked their car. Now, it was at around 1:50 a.m., 1:52 a.m. to be exact, that the men hit Anjali's scooty. And the CCTV shows that at 4:52 a.m., they abandoned their car in a parking lot. The same car was recovered by the police at around 7 a.m., almost 5 hours after the horror took place. And it was using these CCTV footages that we've accessed now that the Delhi police actually could identify where the car was parked. Now, also what's been confirmed is that there was a police PCR van crossing the same road through which Anjali's body was dragged.
जो सीसीटीवी फुटेज जो अब निकल कर आ रहा है उसमें पीसीआर वैन भी दिख रही है उसी रोड पर जहां पर ये घटना घटी। आपको लगता है कि चूक हुई पुलिस से उस रात को?
बिल्कुल चूक हुई है, इस चीज में कोई दोहराई नहीं है, बिल्कुल चूक हुई है दिल्ली पुलिस में कि उस टाइम लापरवाही है। उस टाइम 6 कॉल भी की गई थी हेड ऑफिस में, जिसके कारण दीपक नाम के बंदे ने 1 घंटे तक उस गाड़ी का पीछा भी किया, पर कोई पुलिस एक्टिव नहीं थी उस टाइम। जो उस टाइम उस दौरान वहां पे, हम ये नहीं कहते सारी दिल्ली पुलिस, जो उस टाइम ऑन ड्यूटी थे उनके ऊपर कड़ा एक्शन लिया जाए। हम गृह मंत्री जी से ये कहना चाहते हैं, अमित शाह जी से, इनके ऊपर सख्ताई से पेश हो।
अच्छा, जो लोग हैं जो पकड़े गए हैं वो अलग अलग बयान दे रहे हैं। कुछ कह रहे हैं हाँ हमको जानकारी थी कि एक बॉडी नीचे है, एक लड़की फंसी हुई है। कुछ कह रहे हैं कि हमें जानकारी नहीं थी। पुलिस ये कह रही है कि लाई डिटेक्टर टेस्ट होगा इनका ताकि सच सामने आ सके।
हम सच सामने लाना चाहते हैं कि मतलब सभी जगह की फुटेज है, हम फुटेज वहां की देखना चाहते हैं जहाँ पे एक्सीडेंट हुआ था। जिस तरीके से वहां की फुटेज अभी तक नहीं आई, जो ये पुलिस वाले भी कह रहे हैं, पर्सनल मतलब और जने कह रहे हैं कि प्राइवेट कैमरों से फुटेज निकाली, तो प्राइवेट कैमरों से वो फुटेज भी तो निकाली है। वो निधि नाम की लड़की जब आ गई है बाहर, जब हमारी लड़की का अंतिम संस्कार हो गया है, वो लड़की को मतलब दबाया जा रहा था। इस केस को दबाने की पूरी कोशिश की जा रही है। प्रशासन से हम सहमत नहीं है, दिल्ली पुलिस से।
लड़की का कहना है कि मैं घबरा गई थी, मैंने अपनी माता जी को बताया था, पुलिस को मैंने इन्फॉर्म नहीं किया क्योंकि मैं घबरा गई।
मतलब अब किसी की सपोर्ट मिल रही है, अब खुल के तू बाहर आ रही है, अब घबराहट कहाँ है, अब डर कहाँ है? मतलब किसी की सपोर्ट है जब तो इंसान आता है, चौड़ा होता है। अब मतलब पूरी सपोर्ट है पीछे से किसी की।
क्या चाहते हैं अब, क्या हो इस मामले में पूरा आगे?
लड़की को भी इस मामले में ऐड किया जाए 302 के तहत।
302 का मुकदमा लगे आप?
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि जब उसको पता होने के बावजूद भी वो उसने ना कंप्लेंट करी, ना उसकी लड़की के घर पे गई। इंसानियत ही नहीं है बिल्कुल भी। तेरी फ्रेंड के साथ ऐसा हुआ है, मान जो ये बात कह रही है कि वो अल्कोहल के नशे में थी, ड्रिंक कर रखी थी, ड्रिंक तो तूने भी कर रखी थी, पर ऐसे हमारी अगर ड्रिंक करते हमारी लड़की के पीएम में आता, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। अगर उसने कर भी रखी थी तो हमारी मतलब किसी की भी बेटी हो, हमारी हो, किसी की, दूसरे को जान ले गए का हक किसको है? किसी को नहीं है। किसी की जिंदगी के ऊपर किसी का हक नहीं है कि हम किसी की जान ले सके।
तो आप कह रहे हैं आपको पीएम रिपोर्ट दिखाई गई, उसमें अल्कोहल का कोई ट्रेस नहीं था?
बिल्कुल भी 1% अल्कोहल नहीं है हमारी लड़की में। तो इस केस को दबाने की पूरी कोशिश की जा रही है कानून के प्रति।
कि माता जी चाहती हैं कि अगर निधि वहां पर मौजूद थी और निधि ने ये सारी बर्बरता होते हुए अपनी आंखों से देखा, ना उसने दिल्ली पुलिस को फोन किया, ना उसने परिजनों को फोन किया, तो आज
और मल्टीपल जो टीम्स हैं वो सभी पहलुओं पर काम कर रही हैं। और इसमें हम अभी तक क्राइम सीन को अच्छे से विजिट कर चुके हैं और पोस्टमार्टम एग्जामिनेशन हो चुका है और 5 एक्यूज्ड हमारी कस्टडी में हैं। उनका कस्टडी के दौरान इंटरोगेशन हो रहा है। उनका जो वर्जन है उसको कोराबरेट और कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट किया जा रहा है। उनके इंफॉर्मेशन के आधार पर नई जो क्लूज डेवलप हो रहे हैं उनको वेरीफाई किया जा रहा है। और इसमें हमें अब तक जो सफलता मिली है उसमें ये है कि जो एक्यूज्ड हैं उनका जो वर्जन था उसमें कुछ हम कंट्राडिक्शन ला पाए हैं, और सीसीटीवी फुटेज के आधार पर और जो सीडीआर के आधार पर हमें ये पता लगा है कि इसमें 2 लोग और इन्वॉल्व थे, और उनके लिए पुलिस अभी रेड कर रही है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी जारी है। इसमें एक सस्टेन्ड इंटरोगेशन के आधार पे ये पता लगा है हमें कि जो दीपक था वो उसने अपने आप को ड्राइवर बताया था, लेकिन इंटरोगेशन के दौरान हमें पता लगा है कि एक्चुअली जो गाड़ी थी वो अमित ड्राइव कर रहा था, और ये इसके हमारे पास साइंटिफिक एविडेंस हैं। और 2 लोग जो जिन्होंने ये आइडेंटिटी किसी की कंसील करने की कोशिश की थी, ये ड्राइवर नहीं था अमित, उसके जो सहयोगी हैं उनको इस केस में एक्यूज बनाया गया है। अभी हमारी टीम इन्वेस्टिगेशन रेड्स कर रही है। इसके साथ साथ जो तमाम पहलू हैं, नई नई चीज़ें इसमें डेवलप हो रही हैं, जैसे सीसीटीवी फुटेज हमें मिल रही है, उसका एग्जामिनेशन हो रहा है। आई विटनेस जो हमें मिली है उसकी स्टेटमेंट 164 की हो चुकी है। इसके अलावा जो फॉरेंसिक की रिपोर्ट है अभी उसका हमें इंतज़ार है। इन्वेस्टिगेशन में अभी कुछ पहलू हैं जिन पे अभी काम चल रहा है, और पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट जो है उसकी फाइनल रिपोर्ट अभी आनी बाकी है। और इसके अलावा जो हमारे जो सीसीटीवी कैमरा के कुछ टाइमिंग्स हैं जिसमें जो कहीं पे सिंक्रोनाइजेशन लगता है कि टाइमिंग अलग अलग है, उसकी प्रॉपर मैचिंग जारी है। और जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन हुआ है उसके जो कुछ महत्वपूर्ण बिंदु ये हैं कि जो एक्यूज्ड पार्टी है और जो इसमें डिसीज्ड है उसका कोई कॉल डिटेल के आधार पर, और जो अब तक इन्वेस्टिगेशन हुआ है, कोई पुराना लिंक नहीं है, कोई पुराना कनेक्शन इसमें अब तक हमें नहीं मिला है। इसके साथ साथ जो एक्यूज्ड हैं और इसमें जो हमें आई विटनेस मिली है उसके भी जो सीडीआर का एनालिसिस है और जो अब तक हमारी एविडेंस है उसके आधार पर कोई पुराना कनेक्शन नहीं मिला है। पोस्टमार्टम एग्जामिनेशन में आपको पहले ही बताया जा चुका है कि कोई भी इस तरह की इंजरी नहीं मिली थी जो कि सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट को इंडिकेट करती हो। इसके अलावा इसमें जितने भी पहलू हैं उनको जल्दी ही पुलिस रैपअप करने की कोशिश कर रही है। कुछ जो इसमें इन्वेस्टिगेशन बकाया है उसके लिए आज हमारे पास जो एक्यूज्ड हैं उनको दोबारा से पीसी ऑब्टेन करने के लिए दिल्ली पुलिस पेश करेगी और दोबारा से कस्टडी ऑब्टेन करेगी। 2 एक्यूज्ड हैं, उनको अभी हम अरेस्ट करने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं, जल्दी ही हमें इसमें कामयाबी मिलेगी। और इसके साथ साथ जो जितना एविडेंस है उसका एनालिसिस करके बहुत ही जल्दी लीगल ओपिनियन, हाई लेवल की लीगल कंसल्टेशन करके बहुत ही जल्दी इसमें पुलिस चार्जशीट तैयार करेगी, एक स्ट्रॉन्ग चार्जशीट बनाएगी ताकि जो एक्यूज्ड हैं उनको कड़ी से कड़ी सजा मिल सके।
आरोपियों का बयानों में विरोधाभास है तो क्या लाई डिटेक्टर टेस्ट भी करवा सकती है दिल्ली पुलिस?
इन्वेस्टिगेशन एक ऑनगोइंग और डायनामिक प्रक्रिया, अभी मैंने बताया कि इसमें कुछ पहलू बाकी हैं। इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी जारी है और अगर किसी तरह की हमें रिक्वायरमेंट हुई तो जो जितने भी इन्वेस्टिगेशन की रिक्वायरमेंट हैं जो प्रोसेसेस हैं उसके तहत हम कार्रवाई करेंगे।
नशे में थी तो ये क्या वेरीफाई होता है सर?
एक हाँ, क्या क्वेश्चन प्लीज?
बोला था कि वो शराब के नशे में थी उस रात, तो
निधि खुद या पीड़िता के बारे में जो आई विटनेस है, वो आई विटनेस का जो स्टेटमेंट 164 में हमने दर्ज कराया है उसके जो कंटेंट है वो मैं आपको रिवील नहीं कर सकता। उसने कहीं कोई प्राइवेट स्टेटमेंट दी है उसके बारे में इनको भी हम अरेस्ट करेंगे, फिर इनका फर्दर सस्टेन्ड इंटरोगेशन होगा और उसके आधार पर इन्वेस्टिगेशन आगे बढ़ेगा। इसके साथ साथ कि ड्राइविंग लाइसेंस नहीं था अमित के पास, अभी तक जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो नहीं था। अगर बाकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी जारी है, फाइनली कुछ उसमें होगा तो हम आपसे फिर शेयर करेंगे।
सर, निधि को लेकर के 2-3 सवाल उठ रहे हैं। पहला सवाल, परिवार कह रहा है कि निधि का रोल सस्पिशियस है, 302 का मुकदमा दर्ज होना चाहिए। दूसरा सवाल, जो निधि की मां कह रही है कि निधि ने खुद ये बताया कि जो गाड़ी को आगे पीछे करके पीड़िता के ऊपर चढ़ाया गया, मृतका के ऊपर चढ़ाया गया, क्या 302 का मुकदमा बनता है? तीसरा सवाल उसी से जुड़ा हुआ, निधि का स्टेटमेंट कितना रिलायबल मान रही है पुलिस, क्योंकि 164 का बयान दर्ज करवाया है। क्या निधि जो इस मामले में सिर्फ एक गवाह है या उसका भी रोल अभी कहीं पर सवालों की घेरे में?
अभी तक जो पुलिस का इन्वेस्टिगेशन है, इसमें आपको सभी को मालूम है कि आपके दिमाग में भी बहुत से क्वेश्चंस थे, हमारे दिमाग में भी बहुत क्वेश्चंस थे कि ये क्या कोई इसके साथ और था या कहाँ से ये आई थी, लास्ट सीन कौन था, ये सारे तमाम क्वेश्चंस आपके दिमाग में भी थे, हमारे दिमाग में भी थे। तो इसलिए पुलिस इस मामले में लगी हुई थी। सारी छानबीन के बाद एक हमें पता लगा कि ये लास्ट लोकेशन कहाँ आ रही थी लड़की की, हमने वो स्पॉट आइडेंटिफाई किया, वहाँ से कुछ हमें क्लू मिले कि यहाँ से ये लड़की किसी और के साथ बैठकर कहीं आ रही है। तो उसके थ्रू हम आई विटनेस तक पहुँचे हैं, जो कि सीसीटीवी फुटेज है। इसके साथ साथ जहाँ पर ये दोनों लड़कियाँ थी, वहाँ पर जो होटल है उसका रिकॉर्ड है, उसका डॉक्यूमेंट्री एविडेंस है, किसके नाम बुक है, इसने बुक कराया है, उस तरह की डिटेल हमारे पास है। तो लास्ट सीन हमने इस्टेब्लिश किया, बिकॉज कहीं भी कोई भी जब कोई इस तरह का हादसा होता है, मिसिंग है या कोई मर्डर है, तो हमारे लिए ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि ये लास्ट में कौन था या कोई आई विटनेस है इसका। तो लास्ट सीन को ट्रेस करते हुए हम इस स्टेज तक पहुँचे हैं कि जो निधि है वो इसमें एक बहुत अहम विटनेस है। और आप सभी को मालूम है कि इस तरह के केसेस में जो विटनेस होते हैं उनको भी एक तरह से अच्छे से एग्जामिन करना, उसको हमारी बहुत ज़रूरी एक प्रक्रिया है। और जैसे ही हमें लगा कि ये एक हमारे पास अहम एविडेंस है और बहुत ही ये सही एविडेंस है, हमने 164 CRPC के तहत कोर्ट में एविडेंस कराया है, ताकि कोई ये एलिगेशन आए कि ये पुलिस की स्टेटमेंट है या पुलिस ने इसको ट्यूटर किया है। वो एक इंडिपेंडेंट एजेंसी है, आप सबको मालूम है, वहाँ का प्रोसीजर सबको मालूम है। मुझे खुद पर्सनली उस जो रिपोर्ट है उसके कंटेंट नहीं मालूम है, पर इतना मालूम है कि हमारा जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन है उसमें सपोर्ट मिल रही है और इसमें इन्वेस्टिगेशन की प्रक्रिया जारी है। जहाँ तक उसको बताने वाली बात है या इसने क्यों नहीं रिपोर्ट किया, ये क्वेश्चन हमारे दिमाग में भी आता है कि नॉर्मली आप कोई भी हादसा होता है तो उसमें आप इन्फॉर्म करते हैं और या आप पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म करते हैं या किसी रिश्तेदार को बताते हैं। हमारे दिमाग में भी है, हमने भी काउंसलिंग की है, पूछा, समझने की कोशिश की है। कई बार कोई ट्रॉमा हो सकता है, कई बार कोई दूसरी वजह भी हो सकती है। तो सभी पहलुओं पर इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी हो रहा है, क्योंकि ये एक ओपन एंडेड प्रक्रिया है जब तक कि हम फाइनली चार्जशीट फाइल नहीं कर सकते, और इनफैक्ट उसके बाद भी सप्लीमेंट्री चार्जशीट का प्रोविज़न हम रख सकते हैं। इसके अलावा कि इन्होंने अपनी मदर को बुलाया, बताया कि ऐसा हुआ, उस पहलू पर भी हम इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेंगे कि पूछेंगे कि क्या सिचुएशन थी, क्या वो सही बात है, नहीं है, और उसमें क्या क्या अटेम्प्ट हुई किसी को इन्फॉर्म करने की या नहीं हुई। वो एक इन्वेस्टिगेशन है, उस पर हम आगे काम करेंगे।
जो बुक था वो निधि के नाम पर था, तो क्या निधि ने इस लड़की को बुलाया था, जो मृतका है उसे बुलाया था निधि ने, या ये कहानी क्या है? क्योंकि 4 लोगों का भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट था पहले, कल परिवार की तमाम चीजों पे सवाल भी उठा था।
देखिए,
सर 302 अगर आप 302 का मामला कहीं से बनना, क्योंकि परिवार यही मांग कर रहा है कि 302 का मामला बनना चाहिए। और जिस तरीके से जो चीजें सामने आ रही है, चाहे वो निधि की मां का बयान हो, क्या नया सेक्शन ऐड हो सकता है क्या?
देखिए, जो जिस तरह से हमारे पास अभी डिटेल आ रही है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन में हमें स्टेटमेंट्स के माध्यम से या दूसरा इंटरोगेशन के माध्यम से पता चल रहा है कि ये जो इंसिडेंट है, इट्स ए वेरी ग्रूसम इंसिडेंट, और इसके लिए कि सही मायने में जो विक्टिम है अंजलि है उसको जस्टिस मिल सके, तो हमारे लिए ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम जो एविडेंस है वो कड़े से कड़ा एविडेंस, सख्त से सख्त एविडेंस इकट्ठा करें और जो बिल्कुल सही एप्रोप्रिएट सेक्शंस हैं उनमें हम चार्जशीट तैयार करें। इसके लिए हमारे पुलिस अधिकारी बहुत जो एक्सपीरियंस्ड लोग हैं वो लगातार इस पे चर्चा कर रहे हैं और जो लीगल एक्सपर्ट्स हैं उनकी भी ओपिनियन ली जा रही है और इसमें एक स्पेशल पब्लिक प्रोसिक्यूटर भी अपॉइंट किया जा रहा है ताकि किसी भी तरह से ये जो केस है हमारे कोई ये कोलैप्स ना करे, फेल ना हो, कोई इसमें कोई लूप होल ना रह जाए, इन्वेस्टिगेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से एंड लीगल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से। 302 लगना या 304 लगना ये एक लॉ का मैटर है, इसमें मेरे चाहने से या किसी और के चाहने से बिना एविडेंस के, बिना फैक्ट एंड सर्कमस्टांसिस के नहीं हो सकता है। इसका पूरी तरह से उसके लिए, मर्डर के लिए आप सभी को मालूम है कि एक मोटिव होना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, एक इंटेंशन होना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है। अभी तक का जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन है उसमें हम इस स्टेज पे नहीं पहुंचे हैं। जैसे कि मैंने आरंभ में बताया कि सीडीआर और सीसीटीवी के एनालिसिस से एक्यूज्ड और डिसीज्ड का कहीं कोई कनेक्शन हमें नहीं मिला है। इसके साथ साथ जो एक्यूज्ड हैं उनका और जो आई विटनेस है उसका भी कोई कनेक्शन हमें नहीं मिला है। कोई हादसा होता है और उसमें अगर कोई मोटिव या कोई एक इंटेंशन क्लियर कट ना हो तो उसमें 302 इस्टेब्लिश करना पुलिस के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है। ये केस आप देखते हैं पहले भी इंसिडेंट हुए हैं, एक BMW का इंसिडेंट था, मैटर बहुत हाई लेवल सुप्रीम कोर्ट के लेवल तक जाता है। 304, 302, 304A ये लीगल इश्यूज हैं, पुलिस को जो लॉ के तहत कार्रवाई करनी पड़ती है। तो अभी तक का इन्वेस्टिगेशन क्लियरली इंडिकेट करता है कि 304 के लिए फिट केस है। उसके लिए भी हमें बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग एविडेंस इकट्ठे करने हैं और वो काफ़ी कुछ हमारे पास आ चुके हैं और काफ़ी एविडेंसेस और अब हम इकट्ठा करेंगे।
304 और 304 कोर्ट में टिक पाएगा, इतने सबूत पुलिस इकट्ठा कर लेगी कि जो धाराएं लगाई हैं उनको कोर्ट में।
मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि जिस हिसाब से पुलिस ने इसमें इतना फास्ट इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया है और फर्स्ट कोई ही 5 एक्यूज अरेस्ट कर लिए गए थे और उसके बाद पोस्टमार्टम एग्जामिनेशन, उनका फॉरेंसिक एग्जामिनेशन, सारे जो एविडेंसेस कलेक्ट हुए हैं, पुलिस को पूरा विश्वास है कि हम इसमें एक बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग केस बनाने में सफल होंगे। देखिए, जो पुलिस एक निष्कर्ष पर पहुंची है जो एविडेंस के आधार पर, इंटरोगेशन के आधार पर, और जब हम 304 का केस अभी धारा इस पे लगी हुई है तो 304 का मायने ये होता है कि अक्यूज्ड को या किसी भी जो भी क्रिमिनल आदमी है जिसने कोई क्राइम किया है कि उसको नॉलेज होती है कि अगर मैं ऐसे गाड़ी को मारूंगा या इसको आगे ले जाऊंगा किसी के ऊपर के इंसान से तो उसकी डेथ हो जाएगी। तो ये नॉलेज है, इसमें कोई डाउट नहीं है हमारे हिसाब से, और इसीलिए हमने 304 का केस।
अगर सर जो आपने सेक्शंस लगाए हैं 304, इसमें एमएससीटी एप्लीकेबल होगा या नहीं होगा?
देखिए, जो एमएससीटी की क्या सेक्शंस एप्लीकेबल होंगे, 304 में एमएससीटी बहुत रेलेवेंट नहीं रह जाता है, लेकिन एक ये है कि एप्लीकेबल इसमें रेलेवेंट सेक्शन एमएससीटी के वो भी होंगे। बट एक ये है कि एक ड्राइवर, एज ए ड्राइवर की भी ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी है कि अगर कोई इंसिडेंट हुआ तो उसको पुलिस को बताए। जो इस केस में इन एक्यूज्ड ने पुलिस को नहीं बताया कि उन्होंने ऐसे कोई एक्सीडेंट किया है, इन्फॉर्मेशन को छुपाया है। तो जितने भी स्ट्रिक्ट पॉसिबल एक्शंस, एक्ट्स हैं और सेक्शंस हैं, पुलिस वो लगाएगी। एक मिनट, आपको मैं मौका दे चुका हूँ मेरे
अभी तक का इन्वेस्टिगेशन हुआ है और आपको सबूत मिले हैं, उससे साफ लग रहा है कि सिंपल एक्सीडेंट नहीं है, कॉन्स्पिरेसी भी लग रही है। तो जो कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन आ रहा है एक्यूज्ड का, वो किस पॉइंट का है और वो किधर की तरफ इशारा कर रहा है कि
देखिए,
इन्वेस्टिगेशन किस तरफ अब जाएगा?
कॉन्स्पिरेसी इस चीज़ की नहीं है कि कोई मर्डर है। कॉन्स्पिरेसी है कि क्राइम किया है उसको छुपाने में, उसको उस तरह से कि किसी को पता ना लगे, उस तरह की कनाइवेंस से 120B या 34 IPC की जो भी फाइनली इन्वेस्टिगेशन के दौरान एविडेंस आएगा उस पर हम चार्जशीट करेंगे। लेकिन ये बिल्कुल सही बात है कि इसमें कहीं न कहीं उनको मालूम था कि ये ऐसा कोई ह्यूमन बॉडी है जिसके साथ एक्सीडेंट हुआ है। और
मुझे एक सवाल है सागर साहब, एक सवाल, ये सब जो इंसिडेंट हुआ था, जो 5 लोग थे, इनकी जैसे गिरफ्तारी भी कैसे हुआ, ये सब थोड़ा नहीं बताया आपने कि कैसे 5 घर पे थे या भागे, क्या था। दूसरा सवाल सर, ये किस मामले में जिस तरह से बड़ा हंगामा मचा, हल्ला हुआ, सारे को लेके बड़ा प्रदर्शन हुआ, क्या इस केस को लेके आप फास्ट ट्रैक पे भी जा सकते हैं?
बिल्कुल, इसमें जो भी लीगल प्रोसेस है फास्ट कोर्ट में जाने का, उसको हम एक्सप्लोर कर रहे हैं।
गिरफ्तारी वाला सब 5 की गिरफ्तारी हुई।
देखिए, जो मैं आपको डिटेल जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन है उसके जो बिंदु हैं उनको मैं नहीं बता सकता, लेकिन मैं मोटे मोटे आपको ये पॉइंट्स बता सकता हूँ कि जो एक्यूज थे उनका हमने पूरा मैपिंग की है कि उनकी CDR की लोकेशन के आधार पे, और CCTV, इंडिपेंडेंट CCTV, जैसे कहीं एक पेट्रोल पंप पर वो पेट्रोल डलवा रहे हैं गाड़ी में, कहीं पर वो खाना खाने के लिए गए हैं, कहीं वो खाना खाने के लिए उतरे हैं, तो वो जो एविडेंस हैं और CDR डिटेल्स के आधार पे और इंडिपेंडेंट इंटरोगेशन और कोराबोरेशन के आधार पर हमने लोगों को अरेस्ट किया है। और इसी सस्टेन्ड इंटरोगेशन के आधार पर आपके सामने, हमारे सामने हमें शक हुआ कि जो ये क्लेम करता है कि भी ये ड्राइवर है, वो हम इसी इंटरोगेशन और एविडेंस के आधार पर सामने ला पाए, ताकि जो सही एक्यूज्ड है, क्योंकि किसी भी केस में जब ट्रायल होती है तो वहाँ पर एविडेंस देखा जाता है, और जो सही एविडेंस नहीं है तो इमीडिएटली वो केस फ्लैट करता है।
के बारे में एक सवाल है, क्योंकि हम लोग जब बात कर रहे हैं, जिन लोगों ने PCR कॉल्स करी हैं और सारी टीम्स हैं, जो सारे जर्नलिस्ट हैं, यही सवाल भी कर रहे हैं, और ये हो रहा है कि PCR कॉल्स आंसर नहीं हुई सही समय पर। अगर हो जाती तो शायद इतना ब्रूटल नहीं होता है पूरा किस्सा। तो क्या कोई इंटरनल इंक्वायरी भी कर रहे हैं आप लोग, जिन्होंने PCR कॉल्स आंसर करने के बाद एक्शन नहीं लिया, कुछ उन पर भी एक्शन लेंगे ताकि कड़ा संदेश जाए कि आगे से अगर ऐसे PCR कॉल्स आए तो उसे थोड़ा सख्ती के साथ, थोड़ा सीरियस तरीके से देखा जाए? कि सवाल तो पुलिस के लिहाज से ऊपर। देखिए,
जितनी जानकारी मुझे है, मैं अभी जो ब्रीफिंग आप लोगों को कर रहा हूँ वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन के पार्ट पे कर रहा हूँ। ये जो इंसिडेंट है, दिल्ली पुलिस इसको लेकर जो पुलिस PCR का रिस्पांस है उसको लेकर एक इंटरनल इंक्वायरी कर रही है। इसके ऊपर डिस्कशन इंटरनली हो रहे हैं कि ये जो रिस्पांस था वो एक ह्यूमन एरर था या एक प्रोसेस की वजह से इसमें एरर हुआ है। अगर इसमें ह्यूमन एरर है तो उन लोगों को जो भी अप्रोप्रिएट डिसिप्लिनरी इंक्वायरी होगी, एक्शन होगा, वो होगा। और जो प्रोसेस की कमी रही है उसमें हमारे प्रोसेस में क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट हो सकती है, वी आर वेरी मच लुकिंग इनटू इट। और जैसा आप सभी को मालूम है कि दिल्ली पुलिस जब भी कोई इस तरह का इंसिडेंट होता है तो उसमें ट्रूथफुल एग्जामिनेशन करके और उस चैलेंज से और उस गलती से हम कुछ नई चीज़ सीखते हैं ताकि हमारा सिस्टम इम्प्रूव हो सके। आप सभी को मालूम है कि वो 9 वर्ष की रात थी और जितने भी ऐसे बिजी मार्केट्स एरियाज़ होते हैं, मॉल्स होते हैं, जहाँ पे हाई फुटफॉल होता है, तो जो पुलिस की डिप्लॉयमेंट है थोड़ा सा वो डायनेमिक होती है और डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द नेचर ऑफ रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर डे हम डिप्लॉयमेंट पैटर्न में थोड़ा सा चेंज करते हैं। कई बार उन एरियाज़ में जहाँ पे आपको लगता है कि डिप्लॉयमेंट कम है, कई बार हमें वहाँ पे बढ़ानी पड़ती है। कई जगह आपको लगता है कि यहाँ ज़्यादा है, कई बार हमें कम करनी पड़ती है। तो वो डायनेमिक डिप्लॉयमेंट है। PCR का जो मैकेनिज्म है उसमें कोई प्रोसेस की कोई कमी है या कोई हमारे ऑफिसर्स की कमी है, ट्रूथफुली दिल्ली पुलिस उसमें इंक्वायरी कर रही है और उसमें जो भी एक्शन अप्रोप्रिएट होगा वो सीनियर लेवल पर उस पर एक्शन लिया जाएगा।
एक्सीडेंट हुआ था उसके ठीक 30-40 सेकंड के बाद PCR वहां से गुजरती हुई दिखी, CCTV ऐसा भी है, तो आप मानते कहीं ना कहीं लैब से एट द हेड ऑफ पुलिस?
देखिए, जैसा कि मैंने बताया कि जिस 30 सेकंड की बात आप कर रहे हैं उस 30 सेकंड में अभी तक कोई लैप्स नहीं आया। इनफैक्ट उसमें बहुत अच्छा एक्शन हुआ है। जैसे ही उसने पीसीआर ने, हमारी ईआरवी ने उसको देखा है कि कोई स्कूटी पड़ी हुई है, स्कूटी को उसने के बारे में अपने एसएचओ को जानकारी दी है, एक्सीडेंट शुदा स्कूटी है। उसके बाद उस स्कूटी का नंबर लिया गया है, उस स्कूटी के नंबर ट्रैफिक से नंबर लेके जिस जो एड्रेस आया है उस स्कूटी के एड्रेस उसके घर पे भेजा गया है। वहाँ पे जो ऑनर है स्कूटी का वहाँ नहीं मिलता है और वो कार्रवाई बहुत पहले तक हो चुकी है, जबकि डेड बॉडी बाद में मिलती है। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि पुलिस का रिस्पांस ठीक नहीं था। वी वर नॉट लकी दैट डे कि वो अगर हमारी ईआरवी थोड़ा सा पहले उसको देख लेती तो प्रोबेबली इस लड़की की जान चली जाती। लेकिन दिस इज़ बियॉन्ड ह्यूमन कंट्रोल। जब एक किसी ईआरवी ने देखा ही नहीं तो ये उसको ये कहना कि जी कमी रही है, मैं उस पॉइंट पर आपको
कितना टाइम अब तक आ रहा है पूरी जांच में, कितने घंटे तक वो गाड़ी घूमती रही, इसका पता चला?
सही का सप्लीमेंट्री भी है। 4 किलोमीटर को लेकर शुरुआत से बहुत सारे कंफ्यूजन है। पुलिस की जांच में अब तक क्या क्या है, कितने बजे एक्सीडेंट हुआ, बाकी अब तक जो है शुरुआत, क्योंकि अभी तक सिर्फ हियर से पे कितने बजे ये सीसीटीवी आ गया है, कितने बजे घटना हुई।
देखिए हमें बताता हूँ कि जो अभी तक इन्वेस्टिगेशन है, और आपको मालूम है कि जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक एविडेंस है, सीसीटीवी फुटेज है, उसमें कैलिब्रेशन का इशू रहता है। बट मैं आई कैन बी एज प्रिसाइज एज कि ये इंसिडेंट 2:04 और 2:06 के बीच हुआ होगा, तो हम यहाँ तक पहुँच गए हैं। मैं ये भी कह सकता हूँ कि 2:05 पे हुआ है, तो आप उससे बहुत आगे पीछे नहीं जा सकते हैं। अगर हम 2:05 मानते हैं, तो अगर हम स्ट्रेच करते हैं जबकि बॉडी मिली है कहीं पर एक्चुअली, तो वो 4:15 के आसपास का टाइम है। एग्जैक्ट नंबर टाइम मैं रिमेंबर नहीं कर रहा हूँ। अनफॉर्चुनेटली बॉडी ड्रैग की गई है, और वो जो स्ट्रेच है आप सभी को मालूम है, वो हरियाणा को जाता है, वो रोड जोनती बॉर्डर है, तो रात का टाइम है, पीसीआर्स हैं वहाँ पर। तो जैसा कि मैंने बताया कि उस रिस्पांस में जो भी अगर हमारे को इम्प्रूवमेंट की कोई गुंजाइश है, तो हम उसको इंटरनली स्टडी कर रहे हैं साइंटिफिकली, उसको हम इम्प्रूव करेंगे। और जहाँ कोई ह्यूमन एरर है और कोई है तो उसके ऊपर भी अप्रोप्रिएट एक्शन। देखिए जो एरिया जो डिस्टेंस है वो लगभग 10-12 किलोमीटर का है, लेकिन कितने किलोमीटर एक्चुअल ड्रैग की मेरे लिए बताना अभी संभव
सर, वन ऑफ द फुटेजेस शो 4 men escaping
अभी फरार हैं, हम ये मान के चलें?
क्या
दोनों एब्सकॉन्डिंग हैं पुलिस के अंकुश, या आप लोग की डिटेंशन में?
नहीं, अभी हमारी टीम्स लगी हुई हैं उनको अरेस्ट करने के लिए।
सर गाड़ी आशुतोष की थी, ये बात हमारे हम लोग भी गए थे उसके घर, आशुतोष के घर भी जा चुके हैं और उसके अंकुश के घर भी, लेकिन वो देवर मतलब ना पुलिस के पास है ना घर के किसी सदस्य को।
तो वही तो मैंने बताया कि अगर आप हमारे पास होते तो मैं बता देता। हाँ, और अगर आपके पास है तो आप बता दीजिए।
अंजलि का मोबाइल मिल गया सर? अंजलि का मोबाइल फोन सर एक फुटेज में ये चारों लोग निकलते हुए दिख रहे हैं, क्या ये वही लोग 4 लोग हैं?
देखिए फुटेजेस इमर्ज हो रही हैं, ठीक है, हम भी उनको एनालाइज कर रहे हैं, और उसी के फुटेजेस के आधार पर हमारे जो क्लू हैं वो डेवलप होते हैं, या कॉरपोरेशन या कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन होती है।
सर आशुतोष का एक बार रोल बता दीजिए एग्जैक्टली क्या है, क्या उसने सबूत क्या जो ब्लड वगैरह साफ करने क्योंकि उसी की गाड़ी थी, उसके घर पे गाड़ी लगाई इन लोगों ने और फिर वो लोग भाग गए पास।
देखिए अभी जो इंटरोगेशन होगी उसके बाद ही हम आपको थोड़ा सा इसमें और बता पाएंगे।
मोटिव का कोई इंडिकेशन क्या मोटिव रहा होगा? 2 घंटे चलती रही गाड़ी, पता था उसके बावजूद।
देखिए अब ये बड़ा मुश्किल क्वेश्चन है आपका, कि वो जवाब देना थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है। मैंने जैसे कि बताया कि इसीलिए हमने 304 आईपीसी ऐड किया।
सर जो कार पार्क की थी उसके बहुत कम समय में एमएसएल की टीम वहां पहुंच गई थी, तो क्या कार से उस वक्त
अब आई थिंक आई हैव
दोस्ती पुरानी थी क्या? क्योंकि परिवार ने मना कर दिया कि वो पहले से निधि को नहीं जानते, अंजलि के साथ कोई संबंध नहीं थे, दोस्ती नहीं थी।
देखिए मैं इतना कहूँगा कि उनकी दोस्ती कितनी पुरानी थी कितनी नहीं थी वो एक उनका पर्सनल इशू है, मुझे नहीं मालूम। लेकिन जो हमारे पास एविडेंस है, मैं इतना कह सकता हूँ कि जैसे 31 का इंसिडेंट है और 30, 29 इसके 20-25 कॉल हो रखी हैं, तो एंड द वेरी फैक्ट कि वो एक स्कूटी पे थी, तो वो फ्रेंड थी या नहीं थी ये मेरे लिए कहना मुश्किल है।
निधि सिर्फ एक विटनेस है, फिलहाल निधि सिर्फ एक विटनेस है इस केस में।
सर मेरा एक सवाल है कि अमित का भाई क्या अंकुश है या आशुतोष है?
अंकुश है। सर निधि सिर्फ एक विटनेस है, फिलहाल निधि को एक विटनेस के तौर पर ही देखा गया है, उसके स्टेटमेंट को एज इट इज रिलाई किया गया पुलिस के द्वारा।
वो तो कोर्ट में उसकी स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड कराई। दैट्स पार्ट ऑफ इन्वेस्टिगेशन। थैंक यू।
गाड़ी टकरी तो अब तक पता चला कैसे वो बॉडी इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज गोइंग ऑन।
So very important news briefing there by the Delhi police. Number of crucial takeaways. One, that 2 more accused have been identified by the Delhi police. They've been taken into custody. The 6th and 7th accused identified as Ashutosh, who is the owner of the car, and Ankush Khanna. They've been taken into custody. They weren't in the vehicle, but they've been accused of trying to shield the other accused and distorting information in the investigation. The other big takeaway that the Delhi police have confirmed is that there's absolutely no connection, no link that's been found between the victim and the accused as of now. So it wasn't with any sort of intent that the accused actually targeted Anjali. Now the other takeaway is also that the driver of the car wasn't Deepak. It was Amit. There was an attempt by the accused again to mislead the investigators because of the fact that Amit did not have a driving license. The police also confirming right now that Nidhi, Anjali's friend, will remain a witness. Anjali's family has been demanding that she be made an accused. They're saying no, she will remain a witness. And what we can confirm is that there were about 25 to 30 phone calls that were exchanged between Anjali and Nidhi on 29th and 30th December. So the Delhi police saying we don't want to go into whether they were friends or not, but they were definitely in touch even before the accident, and that's why Nidhi right now is a witness in the case. Lots that's really happened as far as the Delhi police's interaction is concerned. They've given us more details of the investigation, confirming for us also that the accused very much knew that they were dragging Anjali's car. So that is again a big takeaway from that police press briefing, where they've said that any attempt by the accused to claim they didn't know that Anjali was being dragged for 12 kilometers is not true. They very much knew it, and according to the cops, the exact time when the incident took place was between 2:04 a.m. to 2:06 a.m. So a lot more details that we've been able to pick up on the investigation front. 2 more accused who've been taken into custody. Rahul Gautam is joining us with more details on this. Rahul, a number of aspects I want to focus on, but first, let's talk about the 2 other accused who've been taken into custody. Who are they? What is their alleged role in this crime?
Well, you rightly pointed out that the police has now revealed that there were 2 more people who were present in that particular car that actually hit the scooty of the victim. Now, they have been identified as Ashutosh and Ankush. Their background is something on which police didn't divulge much details, but what we are learning from our sources that they were also present when this incident happened. Now, with these revelations coming to the fore, now family has decided to march to the police station. Now they are going to Sultanpuri police station, wherein they will be handing over a memorandum to police officials demanding that that this is actually a larger conspiracy and there are a lot more than what it meets the eye, and therefore police must expedite their investigation and must broaden the area of ongoing probe. I just want to show you some visuals here. You can see these are the family members here, and I'll just get a quick word from one of the relatives here. अब 2 लोगों का और नाम आ गया है जो बताया जा रहा है कि 7 लोग इन्वॉल्व हैं।
जी जरूर होंगे, जब कानून कार्रवाई कर रहा है कि उनके फुटेज के द्वारा तो पक्का होंगे। अभी और अच्छी तरह पूछताछ की जाए, इनमें और बंदे भी नहीं मिलेंगे। ये साजिश है, सरासर साजिश है, मर्डर है, मर्डर।
So you can see these people are also holding a banner here. Now they are marching towards Sultanpuri police station. You can see the banner says Anjali ko nyay chahiye, demanding justice in this case, saying that the police must investigate this entire incident as a murder. They are demanding that the accused must be charged with murdering victim in this particular case, and also saying that Nidhi who's the friend of victim here, they are saying that she is misleading the investigation, and in fact she was very much part of the larger conspiracy. We have to really wait and watch that how police officers are going to receive this delegation, and obviously how they're going to reason with them. But as we speak, the family is not really convinced with the ongoing investigation. They are saying that police
the Delhi police has said, Rahul, that they're not going to be making Nidhi an accused as the family has demanded. They are saying very clearly that Nidhi is the main witness at this point in this case. A number of big talking points from that press conference that the Delhi police just concluded. Besides confirming that 2 more accused have been identified, the Delhi police have also said very clearly that the accused knew that they were dragging Anjali for 12 kilometers. It's not true at all that they had no clue that the body was being dragged. And that's something that's been confirmed also from the CCTV images you see on your screens. So we'll continue getting you all the latest updates on the Delhi hit and drag investigation. On the other side of a short break, we're focusing on the Haldwani demolition case. The Supreme Court will be deciding on whether the demolition will go ahead or not, even as the protests continue in Haldwani.
It's total luxury in the sky. You've just spent over 3 lakh rupees. You flew business class on this Air India flight to New York. And now you're on your way back home to Delhi. After you finish your finely crafted business class meal, you hunker down for some rest before arrival. The cabin lights are dimmed. The gentle hum of the aircraft lulls you into what you hope will be some sleep. Except you heard the sound of water splashing down on you in the dark. And in a moment of horror, you realize it isn't water because there's a dark figure looming over you, urinating in your lap. Close your eyes for a moment. We wish we were making this up, but we are not. This really happened on November 26 last year to a lady senior citizen on an Air India flight from New York to Delhi, who shot off an anguished letter to N. Chandrasekharan, chairman of the Tata Group that now owns Air India. The lady passenger says she had just finished lunch and the lights were switched off in the cabin. One of the other business class passengers, totally drunk, walked up to her, unzipped and began urinating all over her. After he finished, he simply walked back and sat in his seat. According to the complaints, the crew didn't respond appropriately, and only after the traumatized passenger went to them did they attempt to cleanse the seat and offer her a crew seat for the remainder of the flight. Worst of all, the drunk offender was allowed to simply leave after the flight landed. It was over a month later that Air India complained to the Delhi police on December 28, forcing an FIR to be registered. Whether or not the urinating passenger faces a blacklist from flying and worse remains to be seen. But the incident is the latest in a slew of incidents involving obnoxious Indian air travelers, from fighting like rowdies to yelling and abusing cabin crew. It's clearly the season of the loathsome Indian passenger. Bureau Report, India Today.
We're getting you breaking news that's coming in of more trouble for Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain, who's currently, remember, languishing in Tihar jail. The latest allegation against him is that he's threatening jail officials. Now, according to, in fact, the allegation of prison officials who submitted a report to the DG prisons on this, they claim that Satyendra Jain has threatened them, saying, "Bahar nikal ke dekh lunga," saying essentially that once I'm out of this jail, we'll see what happens to all of you. This is the kind of threat that reportedly he is issuing to prison officials who've now submitted a report to the DG prisons, to the top official of the prisons department, alleging that Satyendra Jain is threatening them. He's apparently warned them of dire consequences if they don't treat him well and don't do what he wants. Let's listen in to the BJP's allegation now.
Satyendra Jain has been exposed yet again breaking the law and abusing his official position. After taking VVIP services, after doing Vasuli of Sukesh, now there is intimidation and threat that he is resorting to, using his position as a minister. Today, a letter has emerged, a complaint has emerged in writing, which has been done by the AIG Prisons, Superintendent of Jail in Tihar, Deputy Superintendent, Assistant Superintendent and Law Officer of Jails in Tihar, that Mr. Satyendra Jain is misusing his official position and intimidating officers, saying, "मुझे सब कुछ पता है, मैं CCTV मंगवा लूंगा, सबको देख लूंगा." This is a clear-cut abuse of power. It is a clear-cut obstruction in the legal processes, and it is also an attempt to intimidate the officers of law. This is not only a violation, but it shows that time and again Mr. Kejriwal is defending someone like Satyendra Jain as Kattar Imandar, who hasn't got bail from the courts for last 6 months. First, he gets VVIP massage from a child rapist, and it is passed off as a physiotherapist. Then he gets Alishan Pakwan to eat. Then he gets room service and housekeeping services inside jail. He has a darbar inside Tihar jail. He does Vasuli of Sukesh inside Tihar jail of 10, 50 crore rupees. And after that, now he's allowed to even intimidate the officers. Outside Tihar jail, Manish Sisodia tries to obstruct the process of law and justice by calling for the files. Inside Tihar jail, this person is retained as a minister. How long will Mr. Kejriwal retain him as a minister? Should he not sack him now? And should he not take action against this? Or will he continue to defend him as Arvind Kejriwal, Vasuli companies, Vasuli Bhai?
Okay, so that is the BJP's reaction there, lashing out